another blunt, man. This is good time.
All right. What is going on? Margin calls next week, I see. Also, 500 million debt paid off. And Al hired a lawyer. Short should be shaking. We got Tony DeNaro. We got some weirdness with Tony DeNaro. We got just some general bullshit everywhere. Let's see. Model 3 dude has been playing with Commander 35 tonight. He said no one knows or cares who Scott Allen is. Well,
you got a real bad temper. I got another woman that wants me.
Yeah, right. That's what I say.
Sipping wine someplace I can't hear you whine.
Made history the other night. Yeah, I lost a subscriber over it too, apparently. Somehow. I don't know.
Selfish. When I open your legs, I smell fish. You talk too much to everybody. So flirtatious, so naughty.
I still don't understand how that happened, but whatever.
You full of shit, full of shit, full of shit. And you need to queen.
Where is it?
Full of shit, full of shit. And you need to queen. You don't trust me, I don't trust you. Now what the fuck we supposed to do? You disrespectful. I'll break your neck, ho. I'd rather live alone than listen to you moan and groan.
Well, anyway, just trust me on that. Oh, yeah. 11:19. What the hell? Oh, well. Fuck them. They didn't belong here anyway. That's all I got to say. Okay, so
I was blind, but now I see. You getting famous hanging around.
Here's a sneak preview. Look at that smile. I haven't watched a lot of videos by this Uncle Frank character. But this sounds retarded. Of course,
this stuff funny.
It says it's not financial advice. Don't make any decisions based on anything I say. Lou, I'm sorry, Al, and CSI.
Who's fucking up my schedule and they won't give me head? Oh, that's you. You wanna run away with my dog?
Yeah, is he the DD source or is that Kyle? I think that's Kyle, right? So the best is when all three of them are on a live stream and they all like disagree with each other and it's a big fight between the three of them. And then we got Froggy Styles. Who is Tony Franzetti DeNaro? Why is Tony Franzetti DeNaro taking down his actor information? Taking down his Franzetti LinkedIn? What is he trying to hide? He's a fake, a fraud, an actor. I warned everyone, but you didn't listen. Zero integrity. Tony is real. He does not have 30 years stock market experience. I can't believe this only has low engagement that it does, and I don't know whose tweet was deleted by the author. All right, here we go. Hey man, this is Frank.
Hey, what's up? This is Frankie, man. Let me say I'm not a financial advisor. Anything that I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Whatever I say in this video is my opinion, may not necessarily be factual. Don't let what I say be the determining factor as whether you should buy, sell, or hold a stock. Just an entertainer, man, on YouTube, just talking about different stocks. I had to do this video because the shields are turned up on us. And they coming from out of everywhere. You see what I'm saying? But that lets me know that we winning. And that lets me know
Oh
that
boy,
they desperate. See, they wouldn't be
that's a hell of an
responding and
argument.
moving the way that they moving, man, if they wasn't this desperate. And, you know, we got
This whole thing is one big straw man argument. The whole narrative. It's hilarious and stupid. But I mean, yeah, the shills are coming out. That means that we're winning.
this particular
No, it doesn't.
AMC influencer in the
No, it
community.
fucking doesn't.
No, I've been going to his website, his YouTube channel for a long time to stay motivated about the short squeeze play, just to get different information about the short squeeze play. And he's always been positive when it comes to AMC. You know, always tried, you know, to keep people motivated about the play. But yesterday he did a video and he said that
I'm not going to disagree with you, Manny.
I don't want to say too much about AMC because I don't want to sound negative. I don't want to put no FUD out there. So all I'm going to say is it's going to take a miracle. And I'm like, no, it ain't going to take no miracle. What it's going to take is for you to have some conviction and patience. That's what it's going to take. But here's the thing, man.
What a dick. You've been waiting almost 2 fucking years. I mean, who can keep their money tied up for 2 fucking years? You know, waiting for a day that never comes. I mean, come on. Just, you know, you have to have some conviction and patience. Patience. I mean, patience while the fucking balance sheet gets worse every quarter. Okay, that makes a lot of goddamn sense.
You know, I like him because, you know, he got these cats. And like I say, he keep people motivated. And I, you know, me being spiritual, the whole thing about cats, I get it. You know, even as a Muslim, we're not allowed to have, we're encouraged not to have dogs in the house. But we can have cats in the house. You see what I'm saying? But some of us, we got dogs. I got a Shih Tzu. They just a lot of work. But, you know, I like that about him. I like cats and I like dogs. And I just, you know, I like him motivating people. But here's the thing, man.
So yeah, all you have to do is have a cat or a dog.
I've been watching you. You know how the game works. And you don't strike me as a person that has an issue with finances just based on what you've done throughout your life. You know how the stock game works. What they doing right now is nothing new to you. You see what I'm saying?
So if he knows how it works and he's saying, yeah, it's going to take a miracle at this point, then why don't you fucking listen to what he's saying? Why don't you respect him enough? Why don't you respect what he's saying enough to actually take it to heart? Oh, but no.
So, man, I'm not feeling the fact, because I don't think you over leveraging the play. I don't think you would have put more money in the play than you can afford to put in there. So my thing is, I don't think you're depressed about the play. I'm not buying it. And what I feel, you know what you're doing, what you was doing when you dropped that video. You had a motive when you dropped that video, in my opinion. And because
listen to this police, you know, police logic here. This is police logic. Jump to conclusions. Yeah, he's talking about Jay Ingram. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Because you my elder, I'm going to respect you and I'm going to leave it right there. But you knew what you was doing when you dropped that video, in my opinion.
Always another conspiracy. Always another example of things not being what they seem.
We'll be a fool to believe
ridiculous
that there are no shields in the play. There's too much money involved. In my opinion, it's been shields in our short squeeze play since the beginning. And I feel like the shields had 2 roles. The first role is they had a responsibility to keep us motivated to put money in the short squeeze play. Because see, as long as we was dumping money into the short squeeze play and putting money in AMC, then that allowed them hedge funds and 1%ers to get rich and to get wealthy. You see what I'm saying? And the shield job was to set us up to be a cash cow for the 1%ers. Some of them been in the play since the beginning. In my opinion, that's the first role that they had. The second role that they had, in my opinion, is what's going on right now. The second job is to push us out of the play, to get out of the short squeeze play.
Wait a minute.
You see what I'm saying?
So first, the shills were trying to get you to buy into it, And now the shills are trying to get you to sell out of it. Oh, okay. Man, that's a lot of shilling. A lot of shill activity. Fuck.
Now that
And he hasn't figured out yet that he is a shill. He himself is a shill.
the 1%ers have drained the community like a parasite. They've made trillions of dollars and made all the money that they need to make. And the shills that made money also. Now their job is, like I said, to push us out of the play. What the
They already made their money, so
are doing now, they trying to minimize the amount of money that they got to pay when this thing rip. So the shield job now is to push us out the play. You see what I'm saying?
I mean,
and that's what they
minimize the amount of money they have to pay when this thing rip. What does he think would cause it to rip? I mean, I just don't. I'm just going to stop trying to rationalize it because it makes no sense. Makes no sense. Oh, looks like we have an ape here.
They're doing. And see, here's the thing. People need to understand. I don't care what kind of tweet you put out there. I don't care what kind of video you put out there.
What if they're these kind of tweets about Tony Franzetti? He said he doesn't care.
It's nothing that you can do to convince the shields to say anything positive about AMC. If they do, they're not going to be sincere about it. They'll come back and say probably about.
Yes, the shadow government and evil cabal has put all their efforts into attacking the most uneducated, gullible, and broke, destitute group of people. That makes sense to me. Yes.
10 negative things about the stock. It's game. You see what I'm saying? They can't stop talking negative about AMC simply because of the fact that at this point, they're obligated. You see what I'm saying? They've either been promised something or they've even been paid. You see what I'm saying? So based on out of obligation, they have no choice but to start keep talking negative about AMC, whether they want to talk about it or not, a lot negative or not, no matter how many people they pissed off, they got to keep talking negative about the stock. You see what I'm saying?
What the fuck is he talking about?
It's consequences. You see what I'm saying? It's just that simple, and you got to understand that when it comes to the shield. So in essence, what I'm saying, they sold out. Just got to, you got to understand it. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
most of the people in the community, they know who the shields are. You see what I'm saying? They know who the shields are, most of the people in the community. So they done already peep game. So if you, for some reason, man, you don't know who the shields are, all you got to do is go to the people that's talking negative about AMC, go read the comments.
what the hell is he talking about?
The shields are. Or just do a search on YouTube or Twitter and type in
bingo,
AMC
bad bag.
shields.
That's it.
And you can get an idea, man, who the shields are. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to call their names because you got certain people in the community, they'll throw shots at you. They'll say all kind of crazy stuff. But then when you respond back, they'll act like a Karen, man. Then they'll
What do we call this? This isn't crazy stuff.
I'm not going to call no names, but everybody know, man, who the shields are at this time. You see what I'm saying? Look, AMC is the #1 squeeze play. If you're looking for a squeeze play and not
really
play. You see what I'm saying?
Not really, but okay.
So if you go into a shield to get motivated about our short squeeze play or to get information about our short squeeze play, and if you get scammed out your money when the play kicked off, that's on you. Now, a lot of us may disagree with how many synthetic shares it is in our short squeeze play, You know, a lot of us may disagree with how high the number's going to be, but man, we all know that AMC is a short squeeze play that's worth more than 3 digits. You see what I'm saying?
More
There's
than 3.
no other play that got hedge funds trapped like we do and have that many synthetic shares in the play. So we got the #1 short squeeze play, so all you got to do is diamond hand. And for those shields that sold 8 to 10 million people out in the AMC short squeeze play for a chicken and biscuit, hey man, I hope you enjoy the money. I wouldn't want to be the person, man, that sold 8 to 10 million people out for a chicken and biscuit.
What the fuck?
But it is what it is. You know, I don't want that negative energy around me. Karma work 24 hours a day. See what I'm saying? I don't want to be the one that tried, although it's not going to happen, that took a chicken and biscuit to even try to sell 8 to 10 million people out. I don't want that responsibility. You see
what the fuck?
I don't want that on me. But look, man, continue.
So I'll just keep pushing this, unsubstantiated bullshit and conspiracies and speculation instead.
You to stay strong.
Way more positive.
Hand. You know, the shields, man, can't stop us. Thank you for taking time out to watch the video, man. Have a nice day.
There'll be no snoring. There will be no snoring. Okay. Shill, an accomplice of a hawker, gambler, or swindler who acts as an enthusiastic customer to entice or encourage others. Okay. So by that definition, it's an accomplice of the grifters, the swindler. Enthusiastic. Here's another example of someone who is likely a shill based on that definition.
Everybody, Jeff from Boston. How you doing? I just want to make a quick video, let you guys know that Odeon's, the 8K for the Odeon deals just came through. My friend Dakota sent it over to me, and I want to show you guys what we
Dakota.
paid. This is really great.
Hell of a name there.
So far, I want to just read this out to you. Leawood, Kansas, blah, blah, blah. Odeon, Finco, it's us. Announced today that it has priced its private offering, the offering, a 400 million aggregate principal amount of 12.
Well, then, God Neil, that's good for you. We don't care if you sell. Nobody cares if you sell. Nobody's asking you to do that or even suggesting that you do. So, I mean, and it's good that you don't put money that you're not willing to lose. I have to say, you're in the minority. You are in the minority for sure. You're dealing with people who have spent their kids' college savings, mortgaged their house, their life savings. They're living in hotel rooms with young children, homeless, etc. Probably way more that I don't know about. So, with all due respect, good for you. But yeah, it doesn't matter.
0% senior secured notes due 2027, the notes at the issued price of 92%. Odeon intends to use the proceeds from the offering together with cash on hand to fund the repayment in full of OCGL's existing term loan. Facilitates the Odeon term loan facilitates with the principal.
Wow, this guy can't read.
Of $506 million.
He cannot fucking read. This is embarrassing. Odeon intends to use the proceeds from the offering, together with cash on hand, to fund the repayment in full of OCGL's existing term loan facilities, or the Odeon term loan facilities, not facilitates, with a principal amount of $506 million at June 30th, 2022, based on the currency exchange rates as of such date, and to pay related fees, costs, premiums, and expenses. The issuer is a wholly owned direct subsidiary of Odeon Cinemas Group Limited, OCGL, and an indirect subsidiary of AMC Entertainment Holdings. The offering is expected to close on or around October 20th, 2022, subject to customary closing conditions. The notes will be guaranteed on a senior secured basis by OCGL and certain subsidiaries of OCGL, and on an unsecured standalone basis by AMC. Concurrently with the pricing of the offering, OCGL issued a notice of repayment to Kroll Agency Services Limited, formerly known as Lucid Agency Services Limited, as an agent under the Odeon term loan facilities of OCGL's intention to complete the repayment in full of the Odeon term loan facilities on October 20th, 2022. Okay.
On June 30th, 2022, based on the currency exchange of the such date, and pay related fees, costs, premiums, and expenses. So we paid $500 million. Another one. That's amazing. Concurrently with the pricing of the offering, OCGL, so that's 500 and then another 400, if I'm not mistaken, or that might be the same, but 500's already been paid down, 500 million that is. And it looks like we're continuing on. That's huge. That's a huge amount of money. 500 million. Concurrently, the pricing offering OGL issued a payments notice of repayment to Kroll Agencies, formerly known as Lucid Agency Services, under the agent.
Listen to him fucking bullshit skim reading this. He doesn't know what this says.
October 20th, which is in a few days.
He doesn't even know what date it is.
Notice of repayment to another bank.
Love it.
On October the 20th. So there's another huge chunk of debt wiped away. Goodbye. Gone. The short thesis is falling apart. It's falling apart at the seams.
Right.
You don't just one simply does not make $500 million loan payments for a company that's dying. It's worth $1. Oh my God, the ape is worth $1.
Well,
take a look, you guys.
This guy's such an idiot.
It gets done. This is what I'm talking about. The short thesis is getting pulverized.
So they are issuing. They're essentially issuing corporate bonds. Of 400 million due 2027. Once that offering is complete, they'll use the proceeds to pay off this loan. Great. Awesome. How does that kill the short thesis? How does that kill the short thesis? Yeah, and you do have to admit, these grifters on YouTube like Al and Frankie are scum by pumping out false info like it's facts. He's already misrepresented this 2 or 3 times just in this 2 minutes.
Absolutely smashed to bits. I mean, this is just insane. The aggregate principal amount, if I'm not mistaken, the second account, that's not due to 2027, but he's already paid off $506 million. I think this is another payment. This is just nuts.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about at all, because he didn't actually read this. He skimmed through it and misread it and read senior loan facilitates. He doesn't understand what this is. He doesn't know. He didn't read this beforehand. It's ridiculous.
We are crushing it. It says,
and he just, don't worry about it. We're crushing it. Yeah,
so
right.
You guys take a look. I am very
dumb as fuck.
You should be bullish. This is great news.
It's not bullish.
500 million is just tremendous. And the person who released this was Sean Goodman. He's the VP, the Chief Financial Officer. Remember him? He was on the Highcroft Twitter video, or the whatever the heck it was.
Yeah,
post.
Exactly.
That tall guy. So this is good news. This is bullish. It's very, very spicy. I mean, it's just really good. I really like it. So let's talk.
17.5% interest on 400 million. Yeah.
AMC right now. AMC's down, of course, $5.
So that's about all I am interested in here. But he does mention that he
can't do it on this computer because I'm so happy. So I want to give you guys also a
here you go.
Just a quick preview of what we're doing. Actually, you know what? I can't do it on this computer because my computer, the old one's gone. It's been annihilated because some asshole sent me a virus. So I won't be able to do that. But maybe we can go live in a few minutes and we could talk.
Who was that?
I'm really happy.
Which one of you was that?
I'm really confident still. Things are moving in the right direction, and I think we are heading towards really great things. There is a Monday speculative.
Listen to how just general he talks too. Everything's going in the right direction. We're heading towards great things. Like, this is the most generic, bullshit, patronizing language you could ever use. Right, this is the equivalent of using credit cards to buy groceries because you don't have money to go shopping for food. Bad situation.
People have been talking about Monday being a big deal because it's the 40 days, and maybe Aron will make a comment. Also, I have hired counsel. I have hired an attorney. He would represent me and anybody else associated with me who wants to be involved. You can sign up for it. I'll get something ready very soon. He's a very trustworthy gentleman. He is a Christian.
Now, he is a Christian. Oh, that's good. That's good to fucking know. Wow. So, who in the fucking world would sign on to a lawsuit with this guy? I mean, who would sign anything with this guy? I mean, honestly, but wow. Wow. I'm sure that somebody, oh crap. I'm sure that somebody will, sure that people will. Oh my God. Fuck. Okay. I'll get that in a second. Yeah. What's this lawsuit about?
He has done business law. He's very smart. He's very, very honest. Honest to a fault almost. He's a very good guy, and I really, really like him, and I think you'll see value in him. I'm going to try to get an interview with him in a few days, so that way you see who he is and just have a conversation about.
Can we see who you are? What about that? Can we see who you are?
What's going on? We are going to do a fundraiser.
And where you are?
It's going to be a lot. It's going to cover his expenses to go to Leawood. Well, we have to first send a letter to the board, and we have to send a note to Adam Aarons. We're going to start doing that. We're going to just have a group of investors that are very limited, and we haven't given it
probably just like the last bullshit lawsuit,
and send it to you guys. But if you want to fall into this thing, and you can throw a few bucks down for his travel,
there it is. There it is, right there. You want to throw a few bucks down? Oh my God. Oh my God.
That would be great.
Now, doesn't he know that this community has already been through the lawsuit thing and pretty much has decided that they don't want a lawsuit because that will tie up the stock and they won't allow it to squeeze? I mean, they've tried lawsuits twice before. Both of the times with West Christian, by the way. Mr. You can't Xerox your car title and sell it again. Okay. I guess he's doing a fundraiser.
Well, so you don't think I'm just like skirting the bill or something to you guys? I will be putting down money for this as well. But he will represent us. He will represent us to the board. More importantly, it's a group of shareholders. You don't have to be involved. There's nothing that says you are involved. And whatever information that we get from the company representing shareholders, I will democratize, and I will make sure that you are the person. You'll be in the know. So you will have that information from me and the lawyer, and we'll make it known to our little group. And I'm grateful for you guys.
Submitted payment on my secure PayPal link.
With everything happening with the share price and everything else. And I'm glad that you guys didn't sell. And I mean, nobody else has sold. In fact, it's funny. Some Canadian pension fund just.
I mean, okay, that's a lie. A lie detector test determined that's a lie. I'm so glad you guys haven't sold. Nobody else has been. I mean, it's manipulative, patronizing language. It's so disgusting. Slimy as fuck. I mean, I wouldn't want to be associated with any fucking thing that this guy is associated with, whether it's a lawsuit, a lawyer, or a fucking stock. I wouldn't. Would never want to be associated with anything
If this was a dead stock,
with
they
this
wouldn't
guy.
have bought it at
Holy
that
shit.
price. They would. Nobody buys this stuff unless they know the value behind it. And believe me, those people know the value behind it.
Let me go back.
Some Canadian pension fund just bought a massive amount of AMC. If this was a dead stock, they wouldn't have bought it at that price.
Oh, more strongman or more strongman. Straw man arguments. More straw man arguments. Yeah, you're grifting scum. No, I'll just sit on the sideline and get all the benefit from your lawsuit.
Buys this stuff unless they know the value behind it. And believe me, those people know the value behind it. It's a fucking gold mine, and plus the gold that we're doing over at Highcraft.
What gold? What fucking gold are you talking about?
Things are happening with gold.
There's more gold on that goddamn NFT.
That alone, I'm not going to get into it. That's not gold. Isn't really my thing. I pay attention to it. I buy it from Schiff, but I don't really fuck around with it as much like I used to. But it's not really something I'm really into. I do know that Morgan's shorting the shit out of gold, and I don't know how many of you guys remember this, but a couple months ago, the Ugandans were like, "Yeah, we just found like $12 trillion worth of gold in the back of our country, like some remote quarry or something." And the Chinese were like behind it. It was all fake, so they could dilute the price. And it's like gold just went right through the roof because of what was happening. There's all kinds of treachery with gold right now, but with Highcroft, it's resolute, it's standing, and the fact that two of the biggest hedge funds and two of the biggest investment banks just bought into Highcroft itself, that should be enough. Goodness gracious, a confidence boost that you need. People don't buy into that in economies like this if they're going to short. They just don't do that. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna.
Wow, he sucks. Okay, so how about we go over to well, let me see if I can get this link to work. For some reason it come on, anytime now. Oh boy. Oops, something went wrong. What went wrong? Just a second. Hold, please. Lost my chat. Okay, anyway, crap, I lost all the messages too. Dang it. Okay, well, while I try to... Oh, no, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Back. Got it back. Okay. And we know this live stream is the best. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. So this. Do it here. All right. Okay.
Well, good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever the fuck you are, whichever hemisphere, continent, it's all irrelevant because it's all about the same thing. Money, right? So, what this video is about is actually more of a serious one. I'm not going to really shit all over anybody, talk shit about Richie in this particular installment, or trash talk, because honestly, as far as AMC, it's always been about Adam, the CEO, the company itself, the YouTubers, how the movement has become. It's never really been about the people, because I care about a lot of folks in here. I have a lot of good friends, a lot of motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah, really?
Okay.
It's news to me.
So, this is for the people who feel like they're trapped in AMC right now because of how low it is. And they want to get out, but they don't want to sell this low. They're debating selling this low if they have to, but they really don't want to. Like, fuck, I waited all this time, this whole year and a half, however long it's been for them. And this is all we have to show for it. Is the Moass even going to happen? What should I do? Now, I'm going to say it from my point of view, just so it doesn't come across.
Of course.
Saying, yeah, you should fucking do this. Because I don't want to tell people what to do. I want you to decide for yourself because it is your money at the end of the day. What I would do...
The movement, right?
Like, yo, remain calm. Hold the position.
This guy's such a joke.
For this time being. Right now is the worst possible time to sell because logically AMC is going to have a bounce back by earnings, on earnings. Because what happens every single fucking earnings, there's a predictable, historical pump to the very day it happens, to the very hour and second, and as soon as the call report occurs, it tanks. Every single time, without hesitation, without question. It's always the same formula every fucking time. You know, all these YouTubers...
Oh, another person who didn't overextend themselves.
For a second.
Good. Writing this out till they go bankrupt.
That's where I'm getting at. And right now, we're in the middle of market turbulence, market crash, chaos. You saw what happened to the SPY yesterday and the day before that. Those are massive spikes, either direction. The CPI data. So a lot of things happen.
Nobody knows or even cares.
Are not normal. They're not natural. So that is having an effect on the price of AMC too. You got to remember.
Nice.
This shit is being treated fundamentally right now. It's getting dragged through the fucking mud with everything else. So, yeah. What I would do is wait for that FOMO run that's coming in. I believe the earnings report is in November. November 14th. I could be wrong. I would double check, fact check that for yourself. Point is, whenever the earnings comes, that is when the price will spike again. Now, what will the price be? If I had to guess from where it is now, we'll just take...
History always repeats itself. Oh, that's
we'll
brilliant.
Ape rises with AMC, at least until this earnings report, right? Who knows what will happen next year and so on and so forth. It could rally and bounce up to somewhere between $10 to $12, 13, 15, something like that. I would wager and bet on, I'd buy calls for this, that it would at least go to $10 and above. So, right now it's at about 6, 7 combined value.
Yep.
Over 10, 11, 12, maybe more, maybe less. I don't know.
Some, maybe a lot.
It'll be higher than what it is right now.
Try
There will be a FOMO run. There will be a pump. But I would not listen to all
of
these
them.
YouTubers and people saying it's gonna rip up to 30, 40, 50. It's gonna have the squeeze right now. It's gonna happen this year, because it's not gonna happen this year. If there even is any sort of squeeze event at all.
Ooh.
Which is highly unlikely.
Ooh, it's highly unlikely. He says it's highly unlikely. Wow. Damn. Way to kill everybody's dreams.
It's most likely going to be next year. And it's not going to be what you're expecting it to be. What the YouTubers are telling you.
It'll be a negative squeeze.
So, if you're nervous, you have anxiety.
Where the price goes negative and you owe them money.
You're stressed out, you're worried.
It's a real thing. Look it up.
You know what you should do? What I would do is hold until at least November, because that's when the next earnings report is. That's when the next pump is going to be, logically. If you look at the historical data, the chart, you see every single earnings. There's always a spike. There's always a pump. There's always a FOMO run that is dumped and tanked as soon as the report opens. So there's your chance. There's an opening. And if you want to get back in after it tanks, there's your opportunity. Like, if you don't want to, if you're worried about missing out on the potential squeeze next year, if it even does, you can buy back in at a lower price, because it will tank. So that
why, and repeat the whole fucking process again,
be actually
just to try to
have a safer average,
sell to recover some of your money at the next earnings pump? Like, how does that make any sense? I mean, why would anybody put themselves through that trauma if I don't know.
And then, as we
guy's
continually
disgusting.
go through these,
Next
earnings
year.
pumps, maybe you'll be able to get your money back. But that's the decision you have to make.
No, because every pump, every subsequent pump is lower. Every one is lower than the last. Lower highs. So, no, you probably wouldn't make your money back because there hasn't been, to my knowledge, one substantial pump or uptrend, or whatever you want to call it, peak that has been higher than the previous. They are continually going lower. So that's great advice to tell people who are over leveraged in the stock that's down by 80% to play call options for an 80% move out of the money. Solid. Indeed.
Would I personally keep doing that? Probably not. No, because there's too many other plays out there to where you can make a shit ton of money and not have to wait for all these, what if it's going to pump, what if it's not going to pump on earnings type situation, or is it
the whole attitude of making a shitload of money. I mean, you can tell that this guy is a gambler, essentially. He's a gambler. If people are concerned about making a shit ton of money, like on individual stocks or individual trades, they're probably just as likely to get wiped out. Lower highs, lower lows, law of diminishing returns, overhead supply.
Ever going to squeeze? So make a shit ton of money and not have to wait for all these, what if it's going to pump, what if it's not going to pump on earnings type situation, or is it ever going to squeeze? So don't feel despair, don't feel discouraged and bummed out. It looks bad right now, but there's an opportunity coming up, at least in my opinion, for you to get the fuck out.
There's always an opportunity, too.
So I wanted to put this message out there for my friends and the people who are concerned, questioning whether they should just ride it to zero.
You're kidding there, right, with Cat Striker? That's a joke, right? I'm going to take that as a joke.
Get the hell out. When, if, how, what? There you go. Those are my thoughts.
Well, good. We got your thoughts. Okay, here's Donnie. This is not financial advice. Please don't make any decisions.
Financial advice. This is not legal advice for entertainment education.
Here we go.
This is not financial advice. This is not legal advice for entertainment educational purposes only. And everything I say is my opinion.
Well, we know it's not because you're not a financial advisor and you're not a lawyer. You are literally a nobody.
Any financial decision based on anything
Make
I say.
any financial decisions.
Like button, subscribe button, like YouTube algorithm stuff. See the videos I put them out. See what I'm thinking. See I'm analyzing that data. Like I tell you every day, the data released is false. Man, it gives a false narrative to the market. Listen, the hedgies, the co-conspirators, and the other bad actors, they like to disparage AMC. And their major talking point is that...
Here he goes with more of his I'm pooping faces. Got the funniest faces, like he's straining to poop or something.
AMC is a terrible company. AMC is going into bankruptcy. But here's the thing. AMC, I got in it as a squeeze play. It was a squeeze play because the short interest and all the data guaranteed that it was going to squeeze. And before I knew about all the fraud and corruption.
Not guaranteed. But all the data, you mean, what do you mean? Ortex? All the data, Ortex. Who still has, 80% short score on it for some reason? Yeah, okay, Ortex. Why is it? And it did in the June of 2021. 2021, right?
Corruption
June
that was
3rd.
in the market. But that still hasn't changed my resolve. I am still 100%.
I mean, what about trying to cause a massive short squeeze? I mean, we know it's highly unlikely. How how is that not corruption in the market? That's all I'm asking here. That's an exploitation of a market function. And technically it is illegal. It is illegal. They've been so ineffective that I don't think anybody cares, and it's not really a threat to anything outside of themselves. Right? That's what Badback has said before. I agree with that. That's why the SEC hasn't done anything except make fun of them in a PSA video, pies in the face, that kind of thing, to the tune of $500,000. Not that much money.
I'm confident that AMC is going to squeeze. But the thing is that now AMC has become a great fundamental play.
What? Did I just hear that? AMC has become a great fundamental play.
That AMC is going to squeeze. But the thing is that now AMC has become a great fundamental play. The price that we are trading now is way, way below the fundamentals, having nothing to do with the Moass, having nothing to do with the billions and billions of counterfeit shares that they've illegally pushed in the market to manipulate the price.
So we have some opinions here.
AMC is going to go into bankruptcy. AMC is not going to be around.
Probably won't be.
That narrative loses steam every day.
How?
And you know what AMC just did? AMC just paid off $500 million worth of debt to Odeon. A company that's paying off $500 million in debt is not at risk for bankruptcy.
What? What are you talking about? What are you fucking talking about? Maybe if that's the only debt they had? Maybe if they actually paid it? Maybe if they actually paid out $500 million? But that's not what happened. So, Jesus Christ. Some dumb shit here.
Okay, they paid off $500 million in debt to Odeon. So the fundamentals for AMC is getting better and better and better every day. So when...
This is very, very shilly. And God, I swear to God, he's pooping his pants. Those faces. I just pooped my pants. Oh, I'm so disappointed in myself.
When the bad actors, when they're co-conspirators, start putting out
what
these
in
FUD
the
articles.
Fuck?
They're not supported by any evidence. And the thing is, these FUD articles, as far as I'm concerned, is market manipulation. And these journalists who put out these articles don't have any integrity because they're put...
Okay, now he's talking about himself here, essentially. Listen to this. Listen to this nonsense.
Putting out these FUD articles.
Okay, listen to this.
Hedges better and better and better every day.
Right here.
So when the hedges, when the bad actors, when they're co-conspirators start putting out these FUD articles, they're not supported by any evidence. And the thing is, these FUD articles, as far as I'm concerned, is market manipulation.
So when these grifters put out these FUD videos that are not supported by any evidence, as far as I'm concerned, it's market manipulation. That's what he just said. Guarantee Donahue has never looked at the AMC financials or earnings report. He only gets his info and talking points from the cult. Correct. $400 million loan at 17.5%. They won't be able to afford the interest payments. They are still not a profitable company, meaning they make no money. That's correct. Correct. Yeah. And I see Lynn is active over in the chat, but she's not here. Fuck. So yeah, I mean, I can't believe somebody would actually have the nerve to say something like this. I mean, it's ridiculous.
The hedges, when the bad actors, when they're co-conspirators start putting out these FUD articles, they're not supported by any evidence. And the thing is, these FUD articles, as far as I'm concerned, is market manipulation. And these journalists who put out these articles don't have any integrity because they're putting out articles with information that they know to be false. The bottom line is this.
His defense is probably he doesn't know that it's false. He's going to plead ignorance, probably. I mean, ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I mean, this is one of the most hypocritical things that I've ever heard any of these people say.
AMC as a company, not as a short squeeze, AMC as a company is getting stronger and stronger every day. And the next quarter is going to be better than the last 3 quarters as far as I'm concerned, based on what I'm seeing, based on the releases that's coming out, based on all the investments that AMC has gotten involved in.
Right,
AMC
like the Wyckoff Mining, right?
A formidable company that's going to be around for generations. It's going to be around for generations. Anyway, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm. Someone tell me what you think.
You don't want me to tell you what I think. Well, let's see. But see, here's the problem with this misinformation. Here you have somebody that said, that's some pretty dang good news. Thanks for the update. This means apes have been enjoying our investment by going to the movies and enjoying the commodities they offer. HYMC was a good move by AA, in my opinion, mostly because when the dollar value declines, gold, silver will do what it always does. Good secure move if we end up in Depression 2.0. That's a Lou reference. The digital depression. Dumb people going to college. Now they have some good news about their findings coming up. There is some suggestions that Wyckoff uses some of the Gold Rush TV series crews to come on and perform weekly series in the mining of it and possibly play the series in AMC theaters. Oh boy, that sounds great. But some pretty good news. Thanks for the update. So this person, sadly, is, somebody who hears this and then believes it. Here's somebody who may not. It's not really paid off, but it is restructured much better. Now they just have more time and saving a lot of money on interest. Oh, how? How are they doing that? They did pay off the high interest loans, but they will have to pay back bondholders eventually. You're right on everything else. Fundamentals are getting better. My understanding is that AMC secured a $400 million loan to pay off the $506 million debt, and then new loan isn't due until 2027. Still, a healthy financial move for them. How? Yeah, that's what happened. They basically got off about $100 million and got more time to pay off the remaining $400 million. Right, but 5 years at 17% interest. They ignore all the evidence and only accept peer-reviewed Reddit/Twitter posts from the culties that offer no independent data or facts. Just get Elon to help pay the debt. Oh, right. Yes, right. The richest man in the world. Right. 1 minute they say this play isn't based on fundamentals. The next minute they're bringing up fundamentals. We're fundamentally screwed. Oh, yeah, it's fitting to squeeze December 25th, right? Because the stock market's actually open that day. Actually, they transferred the debt to a lower interest convertible bond with a maturity date in 2027. Debt was only restructured. No debt was paid off. Interest on the debt was reduced. Nothing more, nothing less. I think this is probably the 4th video I've seen in a couple days from you with the sensational headline, strictly to get views. You're becoming like Angelo and Thomas James and a bunch of other guys that have bold titles and thumbnails, but really it's just a short op-ed. You really should stop that. When you first started, I really liked your videos, but anymore, it's just clickbait. It's been clickbait the whole time. Exactly, and at a rate of over 14% because they struggle to get institutional investors to take more AMC risk. This guy is terrible. Right. Oh, look, right here. It was a loan, bonded. It's like when you don't have money for groceries and you have to pay for basics with a credit card. Who said that? Who said that? Where is it? I got it here. Where did I just saw it? I just saw it. Here it is. This is the equivalent of using your credit card to buy groceries because you don't have money to go shopping for food. There it is. Boom. I don't think we're dealing with the same person here, but we're not the only people who get this, apparently. My guy, I appreciate what you do, but you're spreading false information. Better terms, you didn't even look that up. You didn't even look up that they issued a new bond deal. You were saying paid off $500 million. They used some cash. Bravo. How long can any company last if they have to pay 14 to 15% for secured debt? Right. So it's good to see people calling out these people in comments. A little too late. Should have been doing it last year. AMC may be fine if we experience hyperinflation. Maybe. I might be fine. Okay. So let's see what we got with CSI here.
Frankie, my friend, you said you were in law enforcement, previous law enforcement experience. So I got a law enforcement question for you, my friend. We know about shills that are obvious to the community, such as this joker. But what if, Frankie, what if there was a professional actor, someone who went to acting school, who has starred in a couple of very low budget movies, came on YouTube, convinced AMC
I love that.
Who went to acting school, who has starred in a couple of very low budget movies, came on YouTube.
That's funny.
Convinced AMC shareholders that he was a financial expert with 30 years experience. Only he doesn't have 30 years experience in the financial markets. And the fact is, he's a paid professional actor. Acting.
Hi, Lynn. Welcome. You know, after this video, actually, I think there's a couple. I got one more video after this that I was planning on watching. Why don't we open up the voice chat and get some people in here? Lynn, talking to
as
you.
if he's a
and Bad Back and
expert.
Manny, whoever.
Getting people to join his
Model
financial
3 dude, I'm still working on getting a phone number, a 1-800 line set up so you can call in. But that is my goal.
Discord and charge them a large amount of fee. I think that's fraud. Under law enforcement, would that be considered fraud? I mean, you know you're not a financial expert, but you come on YouTube and you've convinced AMC shareholders.
Well, that's everybody in this thing.
Financial discord in which you're not a professional. I think that's fraud, Frankie, isn't it?
How would Frankie
Let me
know?
know what you think. DM me on Twitter, and I'll give you the information. Love y'all. Be blessed.
Be blessed.
We'll get to the end of this, I promise.
Right. Dead or alive. Okay. So this is Uncle Frank Finance. Let's see what he's got.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to hear my trading and market updates. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial
weird.
advice.
I'm
This
Uncle
channel is
Frank.
for entertainment purposes only. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the presentation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're alerted when I have new information to share. So now let's get into the latest updates. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Lots of exciting information to cover. So let's recap what happened on Friday. S&P 500 finished at 3583, down 2.37. The Dow 29,634, down 1.36, down 0.5. AMC Ape price of 7 shares of AMC versus had 2. For those who haven't seen this yet, over the past 12 months, we've had 206 institutional buyers of AMC versus 90 sellers.
Wow.
Institutional ownership represents just under 28% of the float, and we own 90% of the float.
Oh my God.
If you add that up, what's that come to? Speaking of institutions, let's check in on Quiver Quantitative to...
I mean, okay, great. Will the 800 number work with my rotary dial phone? Yeah, it should. I don't know. Good question. Now I have to add that to the list of requirements. Must be compatible with pole styling.
To see what kind of whale activity. 2 closed positions, 2 decreased, 14 held, 3 increased, and 2 new positions. Short sales from Friday, 5,532,000 against AMC. Off exchange volume, 9,578,000. Okay, now let's get to the movie business. On Cinema Blend, Halloween Ends opening night box office was a killer haul. With numbers like these, will Halloween ever really end? Now, you should know Thursday night there was a premiere, I think just in LA. That was 5.4 million in ticket sales alone. We're tracking right now about 55 million for the weekend, but I want you to know, Halloween isn't over until October 31st. So the longer this film sits on the shelf, the better we should do. The problem here is we had a simultaneous release in the theaters and with the Peacock Network, which I think was a huge mistake on their part. Had a simultaneous release in the theaters and with the Peacock Network, which I think was a huge mistake on their part. Watching a horror film, I don't care how big your big screen TV is, watching it like that compared to a theater, it's 2 different experiences. What you want to do, release it in the theater first. That's how you build a movie franchise like Halloween. Build the excitement, and then people will watch it again, or then it will drift down to a smaller number.
So this guy's an expert in the theater business,
in my opinion,
I guess.
that was a big mistake, and it's still doing good numbers. Now, in my opinion, everything is going in the right direction for AMC.
Of course.
We've got a strategic alliance with Disney. Now we've got one with Netflix, and a lot of people have been less than enthusiastic about this, and let me tell you why it's so important. Okay, not only did it take 4 years for Adam Aron to finally land this deal, but we really need product as much as we can get, and it's really important that the apes support this Netflix release called Knives Out. It's extremely important. I'm going to get to it on the next screen. On this slide, I'm going to try to explain why this first film from Netflix is so important to us as a business. This year, we've only released 391 films. Okay, but our capture
we have only. I love their use of we.
14.7 million per film. Now, they're always comparing us to pre-pandemic. They're always saying, hey, look at 2019.
Yeah, you can't.
This was all theater business.
Yeah, compare it to pre-pandemic when AMC was already failing. They haven't made money since 2017.
This was already in trouble. Not true. We released 910 films that year, but we were only getting 12.5 average per film. Now,
why would you look at the box office numbers if you're analyzing AMC stock? That is literally fucking stupid. No, you need to look at that company's balance sheet. And we did it the other day. I mean, we can do it again. It's a shit balance sheet. The earnings are terrible. These numbers are fucking horrible. They are in the shitter. I'll let that load. But I mean, the box office, the box office is irrelevant if the company itself is fucking failing. AMC is not in the movie making business. Exactly. They haven't released jack shit. They're an exhibitor of movies. These box office numbers, are irrelevant, essentially. Still loading. I got this shit on 1080, I think.
2010 to find a year where we're doing more than 14.5 million average, and that's the year Avatar came out. So you see, people, we need product. The more product they give us, the better we can do with it because we're making more per film. And that's why this first deal with Netflix is critical, that we sell it out, because we want them to continue to release their movies in the theater first. And guys, if you need more convincing, I got an email this morning from AMC already asking me to buy tickets to Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery. Why? Because it's critical. We have to sell this thing out. This movie isn't coming out for a month. Okay, more than a month, and already the company is asking us to buy tickets, because if we sell this film out, Netflix will give us more.
How do you know that?
Will give us more content. It's important. I know a lot of you are I'm only here for the squeeze. I get that. But we are in the movie business, and we are in the process of turning this company around, but it is going to be, in my opinion, the last man standing in this business, almost a monopoly. I think it's an incredible opportunity. Guys, I can't promise I know when or if.
He sounds like a goddamn shill too.
All I can tell you is this fourth quarter is the most important quarter in this company's 100-year-old history.
Right. So the box office, what the hell happened? How did that happen? The box office all does not go to AMC, and AMC's revenue does not consist only of the box office. So all this focus on box office. Where the hell were we anyway? I guess I accidentally clicked on that HYMC there. Fuck.
This year, we've only released 390 films.
I love that. Come on now.
The more product they give us, the better.
I think it was back here somewhere. Hopefully it's this close. Hopefully it's closer to the end.
I get that. But we are in the movie.
This should be good.
In this business, almost a monopoly. I think it's an incredible opportunity. Guys,
75% markup on food and beverage.
If there's going to be a short covering event. All I can tell you is this fourth quarter is the most important quarter in this company's 100-year-old.
All right, third time he said that.
We need to get out on social media. We need to get the apes in the theaters. We need to sell out these films and blow out this quarter. This is a life-changing opportunity, in my opinion. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember.
How about that? It's a life-changing opportunity. All you have to do is go to the movies. What the fuck? What the fuck? Bondholders are the ones that are paying all these YouTubers. AMC has to pay the studios for the right to show the movie. Right, so that comes out of the tickets. I'm guessing, right? Opportunity to tank your life. So here's this Twitter. Now, the question is, this website is no longer in existence, by the way. I checked it, and there's no archive copy of it anywhere that I could find. What about this? Is this Tony Denaro? Manny said no, but Tony received his Bachelor of Fine Arts Communication Design degree from Texas State University in 2010. I don't know. Kind of looks like him. But the banks, who are the bondholders, are the ones that have made money shorting, so they were guaranteed their money. Play both sides. It makes no sense to listen to these guys. It makes my blood boil. I know, doesn't it? Yeah, so this is not Tony Denaro. I mean, it kind of looks like him, but I don't know. Austin, Texas. What is that link? What is that link there, Manny? I'm skeptical of that one. I'm skeptical of that one. I don't know what that is. You got to appreciate the sheer idiocy. Once you do that, you can sit back and enjoy the entertainment they provide, but they are infuriating. And there's some of them I have trouble getting through the videos. Hey, hit the like button if you can, if you're able to. Only if you're able to. Let's see. Late nights. Okay. Now, I was looking at this the other day because we were talking about this. Manny's got to go to bed. Oh, no. Okay, I get it now. So, haha. Now, let's see. I don't think I can do this. Oh, I can. All right. There's one specific video I wanted to play a little bit of here. I mean, look at all these videos that he had before AMC. This is Trey. Are you talking to me here or Al from Boston, or I don't know who you're talking to, but this is something we hear a lot. Why are you so concerned about people investing money into AMC? And see, you're missing the point. You are making an assumption that we care what anybody puts their money into. You have money in Google. I don't hear you talking about that. Well, it's not because you have money in AMC that I'm talking about it, first of all. You're not that important at all to anybody. So it's not about you holding it, first of all. Number two, don't you think there's a bit of a difference between the company Google and company AMC, or the company Apple and the company GameStop? Isn't there a bit of a difference between those companies? So rethink that. And then, if you have a question, ask it. But I mean, the concern is not about people investing money. See, this is the problem with these apes. The apes, they're narcissists. They're selfish. It's all about them. Me, 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 me. Invest in the me, 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 me stocks. You bought into a narrative that was based on largely nonsense, was never based on evidence. Okay? Maybe you haven't realized that. That's fine. I don't care. What I do care about is the fact that all these people on YouTube, every day, day in and day out, multiple times a day even, are putting out information that's false. It's misleading. Dare I even say fraudulent. Citadel sent FTDs offshore. 800% increase in AMC. OBV breakout. Okay. History is repeating itself with offering debt payments. Right. History is repeating itself. That is such a ridiculous thing to say. And if you don't know why, then you should go learn that. Insiders buying the entire float. Okay, that's moon market though, so who knows? Stock J is obsessed with $1,000, saying $1,000 in every video. AMC paid off $500 million in debt. Now, these things are all misinformation. Misinformation. That's what I'm concerned about calling out. It's not about your little position in AMC. Nobody, with all due respect, nobody cares. It's not about that. It's not about that. See, we never told anyone to sell. We talk about the false info and grifting going on, this conspiracy fairy tale that is being pumped by people who don't understand what the fuck they are talking about. Period. The fact that the apes cry and whine nonstop is annoying because they don't understand anything. They got into a situation without educating themselves or even learning the workings of the market. Right, so they think they're entitled to something because they were told that this is going to happen, and it hasn't happened. And the one thing that they cannot do, seemingly, is to question the assumptions that they've made that led them to believe what they believe today. It's very simple, and intelligent people do this all the time. They do. It's a scientific approach to thinking. It's making you prove to yourself that what you assume is true actually is true. You look for evidence, and if there's no evidence to support a claim, then you cannot roll it up into your narrative. The apes are unwilling to do that. Unwilling to do that, which is kind of ridiculous, because you're literally talking about numbers, talking about finance, talking about money. And they believed some anonymous Reddit research, quote unquote research, and then a bunch of people on YouTube who parrot it every day. If the apes would take their L like an adult and take self-responsibility for their bad choices instead of bitching and acting like they have been wronged and are being held back by evil actors. Yeah, so we know, anybody who's actually a profitable trader knows that you're going to lose some. You're going to lose some. You are going to lose, even if you had the greatest idea, even if it should have gone your way. Sometimes it just doesn't. How about last Thursday in the market? Who thought it would be? Who thought it would pump up? Who thought it would drop 3% and then shoot up 6%? I certainly didn't. I lost money. It's part of the game. And you have to be able to admit that and take it and move on. These people can't do that. They're stuck on a losing trade. Everything points to the fact that they're wrong about their assumptions. Yet, the one thing they will not do is even entertain the notion that their data, research, whatever, is wrong or outdated or has changed. They can't do that. This is a debt realignment. This debt realignment is only to have something positive to talk about on the shitty earnings call. Probably that makes sense. Can you play a sample of Tony's masterpiece? Do we have that? what is it called? I forget, honestly. I guess I could just go to IMDb, right? IMDb. But, you know, a lot of people make the assumption that, oh, why do people care so much about where we spend our money? I mean, it couldn't be further from the truth. That's why this channel centers on the grifters and not the apes. Plain and simple. If I cared about what people spent their money on, would I be sitting here talking about the influencers? I'd probably be talking about the stock itself, which I also don't really do because I don't care. Because it doesn't matter. Only enough to debunk what these grifters say, generally. So hopefully that makes sense, but most of these videos are misleading. Don't put money in you're not willing to lose. I'm not here to disrespect the channel. I'm here to listen in. And, you know, and that's good. You know, I wish more people, it would be better if more people would open their mind to something else, but they are misleading. But at the same time, they get thousands of views every day. So, you know, they're misleading, but there's apparently is a demand for them because the market on YouTube is supplying an endless amount of these videos every day. And somebody like Finance News or Benji or, you know, these low quality channels, the Masked Investor, Stock J. Where's Finance News? I haven't seen anything from them here. There's literally nothing here from Finance News. I'm going to have to look into this. They probably just got demoted in search ranking. Asking strangers how much money they make. Did they pivot? Moass is here. One day ago, they said Moass is here. Citadel about to get a global margin call for AMC stock. When in reality, he doesn't know if Citadel has a short position on AMC. There's no evidence to support that claim. And, okay, anyway. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate that. Finance News is the worst. She'll talk daily. Yeah. I almost typed. Yeah, this clown. I mean, and you know, we know that it's nonsense. Excuse me. We know that it's nonsense, but there are a lot of people. We see it in the comments of all kinds of videos.
AMC stock, it's time to go long with a possible short squeeze. Now guys, the media is flipping the script and now they're saying to go long with the possible short squeeze. AMC Entertainment has turned from meme stock galore into...
So I can't help but notice that this article is from September 27th. So let's see what would have happened if people had taken that advice. How would they be doing right now? Here's the 27th, closed there. You'd be down, you know, about 20%. About 20% since the 27th. So that's good. I mean, go Seeking Alpha. Good article. Good video.
A stock with most pessimistic views on Seeking Alpha and the general market. Margin improvement efforts as well as a solid base of revenue costs means the company may report surprise profitability sooner than analysts even may think. As a result, I've turned bullish on the company's 2 to 5 year prospects. AMC, a movie theater company, has been the subject of meme stock speculation.
So, yeah, how are there so many new tier 2 and lower grifters
traders
coming out of the woodwork? It is a new hustle.
But over the past few months, the company's share price has returned back to earth and is not in a point where it may be fairly valued or even a little undervalued. With more and more movies coming out over the next few months,
undervalued, right?
People around the world and the world to movies theaters after the COVID-19 pandemic, I expect the company to see increased revenue slightly beyond what current projections are.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
Hundreds of general.
Let's look at the actual article. No, you got to type it correctly. Here it is. Let's see here. Oops. Okay. Right. Since they have a decent amount of cash and operating cash flow projections. Oh, right. Volume. On solid footing despite sentiment. But when you dive into their fundamentals, it's not actually all that bad. The company's overall, here are the factors I see as positive. The company's overall debt increased over the pandemic as the company used long-term debt at low interest rates to help finance their operations when revenues were near nothing. Okay. As their debt went from 4.7 to 5.7 billion. They've been paying off their higher interest debt. This will help them increase their profit margin. Interest expense was just under 81 million compared to just under 90 million in the same period last year. The cost of revenues are limited. Okay. The road to outperformance. I mean, to say this is a stretch. Conclusion, profitability leads to short squeeze. I mean, what a simplistic view. Given that 20% of the company's shares are held short, the closing of these positions can result in further upwards movement, which can aid an investment return. Yeah, all 20% would close their positions at the same time because AMC is doing so well suddenly. This is a garbage article. Period. Grifters figure out that if Lou, Donnie, and Frankie can do it, they can do it too. True. It sucks because these people could have been making so much money, or at least they would have lost nearly as much listening to this buy and hold AMC strategy. That's right. So, you know, we could look at these not so terrible. Wait a minute. That's not what I wanted. Where's the... Usually it lets me click on that to get to... Yeah, here we go. More financials. So when we look at yearly, look at this. Operating income. 250 million, 275 million, 200 million, 318, 235. Minus 1.56 billion. minus 828 million, minus 297 million. Okay, it's getting less negative. Okay, all right, fair enough. Cost of goods sold. Basic earnings per share. Let's see. Oops. Total debt, $10.46 billion. Book value per share, negative $4.50. Cash flow. Free cash flow, minus 134 million. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. So anyway, Tony Denaro. Hang on, let me make sure we're in high quality, even though it doesn't look like it. Oh, now it does.
Hi, you must be Mr. Kelser.
Hi, at your service, Miss Faulkner.
Please come in.
Wow, that is him.
Are you okay, Mr. Kelser?
This is some great camera work.
Are you okay, Mr. Kelser?
Just getting a feeling of this spirit's vibe. Her presence is very strong here.
Can you make her go away?
Shh. Quiet, please.
Is that his wife?
She's talking to me. Is there a Mark Brent in your life?
Yeah, isn't that your coworker?
Who said this was low budget? Buy now, cry later.
Yeah?
Well, Spirit would like to let Vince know. I don't think I want to say this.
Say it.
Was there a guitar placed on your bed last night or sometime in the middle of the night?
Yeah, there was. How'd you know?
I'm a clairvoyant, of course I know this. You're the reason that this spirit's here, Vince. That guitar holds value to her life. It's path to fruition and prosperity.
Let's get back to work, right?
Okay. Prosperity, get out.
Payment, please.
Fine, but you stay right here. I don't want you wandering off into any of the other rooms.
Mr. Kelser, whatever it is that you're going to say, you can say it. It's okay.
It's not my place to say this.
Say what?
You'll find
There will
out
be no
soon enough
Moass.
one of these days.
Oops.
You'll find out soon enough one of these days.
Here you go, Mr. Kelser. Payment in full. Have a nice day. Would you like for me to call the police, Mr. Kelser?
Leave this house, I would like to say one thing.
Fine, say it and then go.
You are one little nasty spoiled brat.
You can't scare me, you phony piece of... Get out! Go. Leave. Believe that?
Feels like a community theater presentation. Did I see the spirit? Yeah, let me go back a little bit.
Y'all got to make it. Yeah. Thanks.
That you're going to say, you can say it. It's okay.
That guitar The reason
There it
I'm a
is.
clairvoyant, of course I know this.
There she is. Wow, she's cute.
You're the reason that this spirit's here, Vince.
I like the
That
loop.
guitar holds
Probably a GIF. They probably use a GIF image. Wow. Brad Simp. Well, thank you. Thanks for subbing and staying and all that good stuff. All are welcome to go into the light. Walk towards the light. Yeah. Wow. Okay. This is oops. So there's another one who's a real estate agent in Florida. And there's another one who is involved with the jewelry store, but it's Twinkle Star by Robert Ernizo. Not sure. I'm not sure of any others. So let's go to this tab here. Oh. Wow. Oh boy. Hmm. $2016, I think. $1958. Trailer. Here's maybe a trailer, but this is. I don't know. Okay, so Manny already looked for the other ones. Couldn't find them. So let's see here. Let me do this in another window just so in case I have to log in or anything. Oops. There it is. Economist. YouTube creator. Economist. Stock, crypto, and real estate investor. Entrepreneur, educator. Austin, Texas. Video streamer. July 2021 to present. Bachelor of Arts, BA Economics. Interesting. Okay. Let me get back to this because see what we're. It was easier just to go from the newest to oldest. He had so many videos before that. Why I bought calls. Those calls are practically worthless. Those $11 calls for, is it next week? Yeah, this coming Friday. Did shorts get trapped? Right. Why I'm not leaving. Well, that didn't age very well. Let's see here. I'm looking for history is repeating itself. Ah, yes. $19 incoming 10 months ago. Our media is corrupt after I went on our media. So he was part of the corruption, I guess. The sad truth of options. Hint, they rig it. They rig it. Ken Griffin lied. I'm frustrated. I think it was I'm frustrated. I think it was I'm frustrated. Certainly was not I was wrong. I was wrong. But I was still right, but I was wrong. He likes to say that. So just because this guy left, okay, just because this guy left doesn't mean that he gets, a free pass for all the bullshit that he's done over the last almost 2 years. Did Tony get paid for that horrible acting? Good question. Yeah, John Wick sniping, they're now pumping and dumping all kinds of OTC stocks, penny stocks, and bullshit, which is, on the same level as hyping AMC as far as I'm concerned.
What's up, Growth Gang? It's your boy Trey coming back again for another freaking video, and it's going to be a kind of a different one, right? I could go over the ortex data, which really hasn't changed a whole lot. I could go over the call options data.
So this is from September 16th, 2021. Now, I don't think this is it, though. This is not the right video. It's not. It's not. I mean, it would probably be just as good to watch or bad to watch. I guess we could say it that way. But, no. Here it is. My heartfelt message for apes. This is the one. This is the one. Because I watched most of it. I was like, oh, we need to watch that.
You see me? Can you see me? Fud can't see you. Fud can't see you if you're wearing camo, friends. I don't know. It might be worth throwing on a freaking coyote tee and some ranger panties if you if you're sick of getting spotted by the noise. What is up, everybody?
What is he talking about?
Don't skip class, baby. Like you're perfectly saying that I'm not a financial advisor or expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Let's get into the video. So today, my friends, my family, my fellow Gorilla Gang, I'm gonna keep this nice and short because everything that I could say about what's happening right now has been said. You are watching.
So this is from July 14th, 2021. So let's go back for a refresher. July 14th. Okay, right in here. Right here. So this video is from this day right here with the yellow dotted line. So, and we'll do that meltdown after this. So this stock, now this, keep in mind, it's adjusted for the stupid ape dividend bullshit. But just all things considered, all day and I'm just going to pick a random point in the middle of that candle, and I'm going to put on the weak magnet. Thought I was going to. Oh, yeah. So, you're basically looking at 75% down from the point that he made this video. Okay.
Real time, a pretty harsh short-term bullish rally by these shorts. And I'll point this out before the message that I want to, kick home to everybody. I've watched this stock for 7 months. Since literally 2 days before that first squeeze up, January 27th, January 25th was the day that this was on my freaking radar. Watched it for 7 months. And 2 times today, I watched an all-time high in terms of things that happened. Number one, this is the longest streak of pure freaking sell-off that I have seen literally in the last 7 months that I've watched AMC stock. You look back here on all the trading that's taken place, even back on that run up to $25, you do not see a spurt like this. Either the sideways trading, the flatness, right? Not a lot of volume, not a lot of this, not a lot of that, not a lot happening. And secondly, this is the highest amount of FUD I've ever seen on a single day. And both of those things tell me one main thing. That main driving characteristic that I'm watching happen in real time is the FUD, the fear, the uncertainty, the doubt, the price being shot down, all derives from a simple focal point, and that is these hedgies and the big boys who are pushing the stock down. Now, don't get me wrong. There's
probably not, though, Trey.
A percentage of people out there, maybe some newer apes, maybe people who didn't have quite the conviction in the stock, maybe people who were scared, maybe people who just have to pay rent, who have to make things happen on their own end, their own financial decisions they got to make. You know, whatever. It's your call. It's your thing to do. Who decided to sell? Maybe a percentage. But look at this. Look at that sell-off. I mean, come on. What part of this looks freaking natural? So we know what's happening. Can I control that? Can you control that? Can anybody on planet Earth control what's happening right now? No. This is the exact reason that the apes are here. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is the first time in quite a while that I haven't want to put up a video on YouTube. Not even because of stuff that's been directed at me, but because I'm honestly scared for some people's well-being, their mental health. I mean, there was something that was sent to me today, and it just makes me wonder when people forgot that we're human beings, you know? Check this out. Hey, apes. So you get the rope, put it around your neck, and find the biggest tree. Low float fan. What kind of bullshit is this? I mean, seriously. Think about what's happening in real time right now. All this FUD, all the noise, all the nonsense. Remember, there's people on the other end of that screen. Right now, not all of this is actual people. I think a lot of this, majority of this is bots.
Yep.
But we have to remember, first and foremost, what's happening with AMC stock on a day-to-day basis is secondary to your own life. It's the stock market. And then you are first. People are always first, right? Now, what can I tell you right now that's going to make you feel better in terms of what's happening with AMC stock on the last couple of days? Besides pointing out the obvious, which is that the shorts haven't covered, the price obviously being pushed down.
Yeah, doesn't he look healthy?
It's tracking pretty much to a T, a ladder.
Retweaker Trey.
Down in this channel right here. I mean, it's touched this level of resistance, level of support to a T, bouncing back and forth on this whole drive down. What can I tell you, right? This is where the test of conviction comes into play. And that's all that I can
Test of conviction. Do you have conviction?
The noise.
Because if you did, you'd be down 73% from that point. From that very point, you'd be down 75%. I mean, these numbers don't lie. But please, your heartfelt message, please. Let's hear it.
The anger on YouTube, on Twitter, I see it all. I understand. This is probably the most I've ever seen in a single day, you know, in the last 7 months that I've tracked this stock. And I want to tell you something. I'm here for you guys. I am very happy with my life. You know, I'm a very fortunate guy. I've been able to come from what I would call nothing. You know, living in the back of my car, slinging wings at beat-ups, living off a freaking Burger King 10-piece nuggets for $1 and bananas, to having a pretty comfortable life, and I'm happy with that. And some people out there might be concerned. You know, they might think to themselves, "What?"
It's also important to keep in mind, because he said that he's built a comfortable life, yada, yada, yada. He's happy with it. That this is after this run-up. And I'd have to go back and look, but I believe that this is after he had to have been after he dumped his options and made a shitload of money. The $1 million or whatever. We're talking about here again, so, oops. So, yeah, of course he's happy with his life at that point. This seems to be a critical moment in his development as a grifter here.
What's even the
this
point?
era.
Why are you still talking about this if it's a dead cat? Which I don't believe it's a dead cat, by the way. This is very scarily similar to back when this thing drove down to $5 and people just had to wait, right, for this to make its comeback. Can I predict when that's going to happen? Absolutely not. I can't. But I will tell you that the apes are not leaving. There are people who are vestedly interested in this stock. I want to show you guys something, right? I'm not in this for me. I'm in this for the people. I'm here for you guys. I genuinely believe that there's money to be made at AMC stock. I genuinely believe that there's more on the table. I'm
genuinely believe
for that. Super chats, super stickers, they're not even on. I haven't live streamed maybe more than 2 times in the last 2 or 3 weeks. You know, mostly because I'm busy with work. I work a full-time job for the Army. I've got my medical appointments for this med board I'm going through, right? I keep busy. That's off. The merch store, not open. I'm not making any sales on merch, and it's not going to be open. The Patreon, haven't billed anybody for July.
So what he's saying is he doesn't need to do all these things because he made $1 million trading AMC options. That's what I'm hearing right now.
I turned off.
Now, of course, nobody knew that at the time. Whenever it came out, even if it had come out at this point, nobody was talking about it in his group, in this cult, because they were all still, you know, thinking it was going to go to a, you know, $10,000 instantly or whatever. So it was they were distracted. But I mean, yeah, great. You don't have to sell merchandise. You don't have to charge for your Discord. That's pretty much on the same level as like giving out $10,000 tips.
And it's gonna be turned off for as long as this thing fucking takes. I'm not in this for me. I'm here for you guys. If I thought AMC stock was done, watch the last 7 months of my videos, my friends. I mean, if you've been here for a while, you know this game, right? I'd just fucking tell you.
No, you absolutely want to take profits on options, but the problem is he was publicly telling people to hold their positions, that the squeeze hadn't happened and that it was going to go to higher all-time highs. But meanwhile, he traded options, made a ton of profit, and the worst part of it all, he didn't disclose that to his audience. He never told anybody. He didn't tell his audience directly. Everybody found out through an interview that he did with somebody or other, Benzinga or something. And he mentioned it there. So it's not about diamond handing options. It's about saying one thing publicly, privately doing another thing. That's fraud. I mean, that's, at the end of the day, that's fraud. I mean, he did fraud, no question about it. It's absurd. I mean, it's despicable.
Tell you.
And then he went on to grift on this fucking thing for a whole nother year. A year after that, he was still making fucking bullish videos. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, it was months later. I don't think it had come out at this point. Trey scammed the military by hustling a discharge and probably disability. How do we know it was options and not stocks Trey had? He never showed his positions. Well, he said in the interview that he made $1 million trading AMC options. That's what he said. So who knows? And I think it was in August or September, maybe. David is the person who is supposedly okay.
But what AMC stands for and what this whole trade is about,
here we go.
Changed. It has not freaking changed. The shorts haven't covered. You still have.
This is after the Kansas 5 incident, though. I think, maybe not. We'll look at the comments.
Problems with the stock market. You still have freaking collusion. I mean, I saw this freaking CNBC piece.
Collusion. Oh, I love when they talk about collusion. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? You're trying to get everybody together.
That's the exact bullshit I'm talking.
Does he understand what collusion means?
I mean, you look at
probably
CNBC
not.
And this noise coming out saying AMC stock has cut in half or whatever it is. Look at this. AMC, my mic's in the way. Stop.
Okay, what's the difference between a news organization reporting something about a stock and then that you don't like but is true versus you putting out bullshit day after day that isn't true? Which one's worse?
Stock has cut. Look at this. This is the exact noise I'm talking about. This is an issue too, you know? All these things happening have not changed. The thesis behind AMC stock short squeeze is still there. The apes have not left this stock. I mean, look at this. This is something really fascinating. I've seen this pretty much only with AMC stock. Inflow, $1.05 billion. Outflow, $1.051 billion. There was more inflow, more green dollars coming into the stock today than there was red dollars going out, and the stock was down 15%. What more do we need? I mean,
no, I'm not talking about Jim Cramer. Not talking about Jim Cramer. There's no reason to listen to Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer is irrelevant. I'm talking about people, influencers that people actually listen to or listened to last year. I mean, Jim Cramer, if you want to talk about Jim Cramer, I mean, he was right about AMC most of the time. So is Gasparino. Most of the guys on TV were, except for Charles Payne and whoever else, but they made a decision that they were going to support the quote-unquote Reddit revolution, which was a good business decision on their part, but completely in line with Fox's lack of any type of integrity. But anyway, yeah, I don't really care about Jim Cramer or any of those clowns, but and Cramer is a trained professional, is paid to give his opinion. The YouTubers aren't qualified, nor do they have experience. And he's an ass. Cramer is an ass. There is an interview, though, with Jim Cramer that is a good one. So, you know, he very much plays a role on his show. He plays a part. He's an acting. But anyway, all that financial media is garbage, pretty much. I mean, Bloomberg is not. I think Bloomberg is in a different category, personally, especially, you know, certain programs over others. But CNBC, Fox Business, it's garbage. That video of Cramer in Europe, yeah, he was. It was with Ken Fisher. Yep.
I mean, look at this. Look at this nonsense. The short interest is up again today. T2 system means that 2 days ago, a lot of shorts were adding their positions. You look at the overall freaking trend on shorts coming into the stock. It's going up. It just is. Look at this. We know the game. The apes know this game. It is
showing short volume. How does that have anything? That has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
Emotions. All up here. Remember people behind your screen. They're not your enemy. The apes out there, they're not your enemy. They're here for you. They're here to offer you freaking emotional support. They're here to offer you due diligence and research. They're here to be your friend. The apes, man, I mean, genuinely, that's my favorite part of the community. And it would kill me, it would crush me to see.
Because they were your exit liquidity, essentially, because they allowed you to get rich. You got rich off their backs. Just like everybody else.
You know, kill that. I think the apes are better than that. It's due. So remember the why behind this trade. Remember the why behind why you got into the stock.
Remember your why. Oh gosh, remember that?
Right there, that's an opportunity.
Remember your why.
Speak out against the freaking market. These huge hedge funds that literally control the stock market who are trying to short.
And you've done nothing to change that except bankrupt yourself.
To make a quick flip, right there, that's an opportunity here. Whether it's to speak out against the freaking market, these huge hedge funds that literally control the stock market who are trying to short this company into freaking oblivion, whether it be the mainstream media and all these.
Misconception there. Stocks are shorted when people think they're going down. You borrow overvalued stocks, you sell them back when they return to their fair valuation or lower in general. So, I mean, shorting companies into oblivion, not really the point. Not really the point. That's ape ignorance. Ape ignorance.
These silly chickens out there who are betting against you and calling you dumb money and think that this is just a huge scam.
Who's the silly chicken? I mean, honestly, who is the fucking silly chicken? This is a hell of a trade. If you had shorted it then, if you had shorted AMC at that point on the day that he spoke this, these foolish words, you would be up over 70% on your position. Most likely you wouldn't be holding it still now, but say that you were. Or say that you had shorted here at the same price level, but when it returned to that level in December, 70%. It's literally the inverse percentage of the amount that the apes are down on their positions. So clearly, short selling was the way to go here. It was the way to go. There's something to be said when everybody's on one side of a trade. The market may surprise you. The market may surprise all of those people. It's like everybody getting on the same side of a boat all at the same time. What happens? That motherfucker might capsize. That's not the outcome that everybody wants. So when everybody's on the same side of something, sentiment is entirely one way, that's when you have to be careful about paradoxical, opposite, inverse, backwards moves. Because what's popular is not always what's right. And what's right is not always popular. And there's no better illustration of that than this. What do I think about TMI? False advertising. False advertising. What do I mean? Well, he doesn't wear a mask. So I guess it's the maskless investor now. The masked idiot. The misinformed investor. Tiger Woods. He's even got the Nike hat. TMI is useless. He's useless. He wants to be a talk show host. He wants to be Oprah or something. You know, he wants to have a talk show. Should have kept the mask on. It was a cool gimmick until it wasn't. But to still call himself the masked investor, I don't get it. Chocolate Rain. All these guys have gotten filthy rich, not from the market. Yeah, not from the market, but from milking a community that was desperate, gullible, and unfortunately uneducated about investing. That's 100%. Keeping it 100.
Waste of time on everybody's end. Like, this is generated by the apes, the retail investors, right? It's a bunch of bullshit, which it's not. Numbers are numbers, fact is fact, right? Remember your why. Remember why you got into
Imagine saying that.
Especially during the hard
numbers are numbers, fact is fact.
The true nature behind people, whether it be good people, bad people, comes out in hard times. I'm telling you. I've seen this before.
I'm telling you.
I said $5 when we were at $5 for 2 weeks straight. We're seeing it now. This is a trying time. And trying times, my friends, are when true metal...
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
That's all that I have. That's all I can offer you. That's all I can offer you. I don't think there's a single thing that I can say right now that can change your own thoughts. You have to formulate them yourself. I know my thoughts. I'm bullish on the stock. I think there's more to come. I have faith in the apes.
Well, he was wrong.
My reputation as a person is on the line here.
Oh, really? Well, now it makes sense why he pussed out and left. But that doesn't explain why he waited a year to do it. So that's kind of weird. My reputation as a person is on the line.
I'm bullish on the stock. I think there's more to come. I have faith in the apes. My reputation as a person is on the line here. My sustainability on YouTube, when AMC is all said and done, relies on how this plays. It absolutely 100% does. It factually does. I'm getting kicked out of the Army one day. I just am. I'm getting med boarded out. I will have, my degree is in nutrition. You know, I put a lot of time and effort and conviction and reputation on the line to stand up for what I believe in, which is the apes.
Oh, yeah.
Cause
such a brave man.
Here. And if this doesn't pan out, man, I'm telling you, there's nothing more that I can offer. There's not. I'm here for you.
But you can leave with your $1 million. Or you can snort it all up your nose.
You guys, I genuinely am. I'm here to fight for you guys.
Door number B.
That's all I've got for this video.
Have I ever thought about comedy?
Drop a like, subscribe. I want to do my friends.
I love comedy.
Until the next one, much love. Light taps always.
I think you're trying to say I'm funny. Thank you. Appreciate that. they play on people's emotions. It's cult-like in their recruiting. I mean, yeah, the emotional manipulation in that one was strong. That wasn't even the worst, but that was pretty bad. So that's Trey from last year. YouTube finance grift is unmatched apart from YouTube true crime channels, and that's saying a lot. I mean, it's just all this crap. I mean, see, I don't think that Trey just gets to slither off and be forgotten. I mean, I'm surprised he left all this. That's why I'm looking at these videos now, because one day we're going to look here and these videos are all going to be gone and it's all going to be lost and it's going to be erased from existence. And I'm going to make some ribbons, say never forget. Never forget Trey's trades and how he fucked so many people over. Let's see. Back to my roots. The buy button was stolen. Now, if we go back even further, coming up on the video we just watched, I believe. Right there. No. Yeah, right. No. Right here. The problem with dark pool trading. Ape Fest and the West Christian GoFundMe. Puts are hidden short interest. Don't set a timeline on the squeeze. Be ready for tomorrow. I like that. Not a dead cat bounce. Really? YouTube scammers. I have a cataract. Let's drum up some sympathy for you. When I patch. What AMC stands for. Memory lane here. Drink spinach and hold AMC.
Good afternoon, you bunch of beautiful freaking chickens. How we doing? It is your boy Trey coming back here again. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trey's Trades. We freaking talk fast and don't skip class, baby. Like a breakfast by saying that I'm not a financial advisor or expert. So take it away, say the grain of salt. Let's get into the video. So today, my friends, my family, my fellow girl gang, we're gonna give you an update as you can sell at AMC. I want to go over the ortex data. I want to talk about Stonko tracker, which shows you the call options that are currently in the money, as well as about how many available shares there are to borrow. I want to go over the short sale volume percentage ratio, talk about the technical analysis, and I also want to touch on the Robinhood finds that came out, as well as kind of what this trade truly is, because I think
that's what I want to see.
Kind of gets lost in the sauce.
It's lost in the sauce.
You can see that it really tried ripping up here to about 58 bucks, and it just rejected, right? It couldn't quite get that break and sold off here for a little while. You lost some momentum, volume went back
down. Sold off at $58.
Another attempt.
Imagine that.
But that spring coiled up sort of action, right? You're seeing that the discrepancy in terms of volatility in either direction is going like this. Is squeezing down, squeezing down, squeezing down, right? You're not having huge moves in either direction. That's not by accident. That is consolidation. That's the spring loading effect. That's exactly what I'm talking about when I say that we have this spring loading consolidation sort of effect happening right now. And when it breaks, the volume will come, the volatility will come. You're gonna have a nice freaking decent move. Just be careful without the money.
Yeah, you will.
Call options.
You have a nice, decent move down. Here's the spring coil loading. This is the day that he's talking about now. Let's just move this over. He's on this day. Yep, June 30th. Whoops. Spring coil loading. And spring coil engaged, disengaged, engaged, whatever, down. Ay, this is cringe as fuck.
When you're not having huge,
I mean, technically he wasn't wrong.
That is the enemy of a call, right?
Technically he wasn't wrong. Technically he wasn't wrong about that, but he yeah, trade deleted is melt downstream, but we have the clip. We have the clip right here. I'll bring it in. So this is Trey from last summer. Here's Trey from last month or so. So low. Okay, I'm gonna have to boost this here for a second. Go into my compressor and
fucking control the stock price of AMC, guys. All that I can tell you is what the chart says. You see, if we were in a bearish triangle, if AMC was in a bearish setup, I would tell you we look fucking bearish, okay? But it's not. It is a falling, broadening fucking wedge. That is a bullish reversal pattern. I don't know what else to say, all right? Listen to what I'm saying. This is a bullish reversal pattern that is spanned for 15 fucking months. It's going to go up. I don't know what to tell you right now. Take a fucking breather.
Jesus.
Listen, all right, listen. I understand. I'm an AMC guy. I know it. I get it. People don't want me to do anything else. I fucking get it. I get it. I'm an AMC guy. I get it.
Field of Dreams was my guess.
I can't do anything about the fucking stock price. I can't do anything about it. All that I can tell you is what it looks like. It's in a falling broadening wedge. It has an inverse head and shoulders. I can't fucking say anything else.
Make a wedge out of a square, move the line over.
Listen, I sit on these streams for 7 hours a fucking day, demonetized, listening to whatever music I want to listen to, having a fucking blast, teaching people shit for free. What do you fucking want from me? Get off my dick!
Wow. He definitely ran out of drugs that day. Jesus Christ. Okay, let me turn this back down before I play another video and blast it out. Okay. Jesus Christ. So that was the meltdown.
There's a lot of intrinsic value. So, with that being said, I want to, kind of finish you off here with what this trade is about.
Here we go.
AMC stock, not for the lighthearted. I mean that genuinely, right? If you are investing in this and you're looking at this as a swing trade, you're looking at this as a day trade, you've got the entire wrong picture, right? This transcends beyond buy and hold. It really does. AMC stock, the whole thesis behind this, right, is a community that is angry with a systemic problem. It's people from 2008, people from the freaking the dot-com bubble. It's people that get mad about naked short selling companies into bankruptcy. This stock, to me, literally is nothing like any other stock out there. It is solely focused on fundamentals. Set this up, right? Fundamentally, it was not a good short for a very long time. It was an improving company, started to grow. It really settled some of their debts. They're reopening back up.
What are you talking about?
Are really crushing right now. It's doing good things. It is transcended beyond that now because of, right, the fundamentals setting this up. Where it is now is sentimental value and systemic change. If you're invested in AMC stock and you're looking at
that's why it failed then.
I just don't think you're looking at this right, man. You can't look at this as a day trader or a swing trader worried about any sort of dips or rips in either direction.
Talk to the guy Chris in here. I don't know if he's in here, but he made a lot of money swing trading AMC on both sides. So you're wrong.
You're sweating over a $5 dip, a $10 dip.
56.68. Wow.
When you see a $10 dip, $56 down to 46, 36, 26.
Well, you literally couldn't see a $10 dip now. That is ironic as fuck, because the price is literally $6. Wow. $10 is that would be a 68% increase in price. And about a month ago, it was pretty much at $10. What a difference a month makes. Trey is a weenie. Right. Stocks have no sentimental value, and that's the whole trading with emotion thing. You know, it's all emotional manipulation, emotional association, etc. We're almost done with this one.
Or on the other direction, right? 70, 80, 90, 100. The point being, you can't view that as, oh my God, today I'm down this much, because that's not what this is about. This is something that took 6 months to get to this place, right? It took a long time. And it could take a long time. We don't know when this is going to end. Nobody knows when AMC is going to freaking make its big freaking rip and crush these hedge funds who are betting against everybody. But
already did.
You can't view it that way. You cannot let any one day dictate how you feel about this stock. You can't. You can't do that if you're investing in. And I say investing because this is different than a trade. This is different than a short.
Oh my God.
A day trade, a swing trade. You can't view it that way. Don't sweat about the 1 minute movements in either direction, right?
Well, certainly not, Lynn, because it was wrong. Because it was wrong. Jesus, this idiot said AMC stock has sentimental value. That should let you know how lost he was and is.
Shadow realm and it's Valhalla. You gotta weather it all.
What?
It transcends that.
What was that?
This is literally.
I gotta go back a little bit.
You gotta cut this stock. This is different than a trade. This is different than a short-term investment, a day trade, a swing trade. You can't view it that way. Don't sweat about the 1 minute movements in either direction, right? It's rips, it's dips, it's valleys, it's mountains, it's the shadow realm, and it's Valhalla. You gotta weather it all. It transcends that. It does. This is literally a stock that has made real change, made real people's voices heard, and has really done something good for the retail investor community, the ape community, and that's what I've got for this video. So blah, 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 no drop, like, and subscribe, my friends. Catch you on the next one. I do some light taps, but you know how it goes. I'm not even gonna do light taps today. My chest.
Not even gonna do them.
Catch you on the next one. Much love. Air light taps. And peace.
Okay. So let's see. I just turned on the voice chat. If anybody wants to come in and chat here. I think I got it set up properly. Let's see. So we want B1. I think that'll work. I'm not sure. Anyway. Let's see what else we got here. And sentimental value is an important extrinsic metric that will catapult AMC to infinity and beyond, literally leading people to financial ruin here. Don't sweat the smalls. Don't sweat the 15-month chart. Moass can come anytime. Bad actor catalyst. Yeah. So what is this bullshit about Citadel sending FTDs offshore? How does that work? I've never heard of that.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be looking at AMC Entertainment, ticker symbol AMC and Ape. In today's video, we are going to be looking at a leaked document which shows how Citadels were able to send and where they sent the AMC and Ape FTDs offshore. We're then going to be looking at the recent $500 million that AMC paid off, the market condition, and also how there's an 800% increase in AMC, and then more. So make sure you guys watch until the end.
Wow, so much nonsense right there.
Today is still the Saturday and going into the Sunday. The Sunday outlook video the outlook video for next week will be out tomorrow. But today kind of want to discuss about, like I said, the leaked document. So without any further ado,
leaked document. All right.
So the first thing is this: offshore leaks connecting Citadel.
Okay, so here we have something from Twitter. Okay.
Griffin and Northern Trust to Hong Kong, UK, Bahamas, Caymans, Bermuda. This is how and where the AMC FTDs are getting sent and washed around offshore.
That's
like
not
I said, international
possible. It's not how it works.
And so what it is basically a cache of leaked documents providing names of politicians and other linked to more than 175,000 Bahamian companies registered between 1990 and 2016.
Yeah, this is the Panama. Yeah, this is the, right. This is that thing. This is months ago. I forget what it's called. I mean, part of it was the Panama Papers. There's a name for the larger collection. I don't think it's the Brazil theory. That was Brazilian depositary receipts, which ended up being nonsense. And we covered that at some point. It might have been on the old channel. But yeah, no, this is just that stuff that shows the links to the Bahamas, Caribbean institutions, whatever. It's critical to realize that this is not alleging any nefarious activity. It doesn't indicate any crime or anything like that. It's just saying that they have these accounts, which a lot of, newsflash, a lot of rich people have offshore accounts. That's just the way it is. So what? So what? What does this mean? Probably nothing.
Companies such as Griffin, you see companies such as Citadel, and of course this is what they're doing to, of course, push the FTDs away. We recently
there's no evidence whatsoever for that here. None.
Million Ape FTDs and how that suddenly magically disappeared, and this could be the reason why. Now, the link to this.
No, it couldn't. I mean, this is incredibly stupid.
Particular tweet will be down in the comment section down in the description, so if you guys want to go check this out. Essentially what he did as well was look at many companies. So he first started off with a company called Mako, and where they opened offices.
Where'd you get this?
He also looked into the people who worked in Mako, such as the founding member, such as the board members, and about the companies that they bought with it.
This is the DD.
Very detailed.
This is very detailed. This is the level of due diligence that created this narrative right here. Some bullshit tweets, cursory research, and a bunch of assumptions and connecting of dots without any reason to connect them. Because it seems like that's what they want to connect.
Just due diligence into this. But pretty much what he did is discover in terms of what these companies are, of course, doing in order to kind of push their money away into the market and hide it offshore. And so what this is, of course, firstly, this is a big kind of bringing something into the light. Now, these are something that we do need to see, because if this is able to be, of course,
this is Boss Blunt's level bullshit.
Deal with this
problem, should be able to.
It would bring a huge help for us retail investors. One of the reasons for this was, of course, with the FTDs, we all knew that if they were not able to cover the FTDs, they were actually, because of the rule.
If they were not able to cover the FTDs, I mean, listen to this nonsense. They don't understand. They have no clue. They have zero clue. Instead of learning how the market mechanics work, they just make up conspiracy theories with no data. Exactly.
Had to buy these FTDs up, but because they were able to hide it away, or whatever they did with it, of course, not letting it hit the tape.
Whatever they did with it.
Buy pressure coming in, we didn't see all these
not hitting the tape. What are you talking about? It hits it. Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. An FTD isn't generated until 3 days fucking later in the settlement process, clearing process. The trades absolutely hit the tape. 100% incorrect. Wow.
43 million shares being bought up. And so this could have been hidden offshore. Now, if this is how they did it, if the government or, whatnot were to attack.
And by the way, it's not that they have to buy them necessarily. They have to deliver them to the buyers. There is a difference.
These kind of offshore sort of
maybe they have to buy them, maybe not.
Methods for them to hide these FTDs, it will of course help us as well. So that is of course another reason.
No, you can't hide FTDs. It's the stupidest thing ever.
But yeah, this was a big.
I can't believe they still talk about this shit. FTDs.
Guys,
Jesus
this
Christ.
Will be in the.
It doesn't help that Susan Trimbath lady, basically eggs them on about it. I mean, I don't know if she's an idiot and misinformed, or if she's just another grifter, but she's not helping.
Down below if you guys want to go check out the whole tweet, but I thought that this was quite big to mention. The next thing we're looking at is the 506 million. So this particular user
paid off early.
6 million is paid off early. So what?
Wow.
Referring to the recent 8K release.
It's paid off early. Is this Uncle Frank? That's got to be Uncle Frank,
by
right?
AMC. Now I do want to talk about this particular 8K. Is that yes? Technically, the 506 million was paid off. However, they then opened up a new loan at 400 million with a slightly higher interest rate. So technically, they actually only paid off 106 million. Now,
so is the short thesis still null, though?
That's still, of course, a good thing. I still, to be honest, think that leveraging and being in debt is still a good thing, especially with a company that is backed by retail investors, because of course we also talked about the recent offering, because the fact that if they were able to, of course, leverage, they can grow their company bigger. And again, with AMC,
there's no evidence for any of this offshore
of course,
of
able to do
FTDs
and grow the company. And so
whatsoever.
This is still a good thing. It means that they're still able to pay.
The only evidence
in a good financial.
The only evidence that exists points to the fact that they cover the FTDs like the next day usually. They don't even use the 21 days or whatever they have to do it, 14 or whatever the hell. I don't even know, because it doesn't matter. Literally doesn't matter. They go away pretty much, the next day. Why is there only 11 people watching the stream and I'm one of them? Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, but I know why. Because it's uncomfortable. People don't want to listen to somebody quote unquote bashing their stock, calling their beloved cult leaders morons. Yeah, but it's never been about the views or the subscribers or anything. It's about just trying to get to the bottom of this nonsense. And the truth is like poetry. Somebody once said, and most people don't like poetry. Most people hate poetry. So there you go.
Situation, but also the fact that they're still taking out a loan, which is paying off at a later date. And so there's just delay of everything in terms of the fundamentals, meaning that the fundamentals is still looking very, very good. Of course, you could argue that if their debt was fully paid off, it will be even better, which is true in certain cases. But I still think in this case, with the recent Ape offering as well that we are talking about, this already brings them to a very good financial place. And in this particular case, isn't too bad.
How could you say that with a straight face?
Shows there's strong capital, kind of.
Oh yeah, very strong capital here.
What they can do with this, and so I'm okay with that. But I just want to kind of clear this up. It's still very, very positive though. The next thing we're looking at is the current situation in just the overall market.
So if you take a look,
this is what the current situation is, and like I said, guys, this always have an indirect correlation with AMC and Ape. So the current situation we're sitting at is bond market posting worst year since 1920, housing prices falling at fastest pace since 2011. Fed is trading on inside information, 80% plus of tech stock in bear market territory, credit card debt up 25.
So, all right.
This year, he then later on said, recession is an understatement. So whilst we can of course ignore that everyone has their own different opinion, I do think that this is of course a very bad state. But if you just look at everything else as well, even with your own research and your own you guys can see that what sort of situation we are in right now. And the reason why this of course is important is, like I said again, guys, for the companies that are shorting onto AMC right now, what they always use, and a method that they use, is obviously using collateral to then short to leverage and then short against AMC and Ape. If their collaterals were to fall, it will of course put them in the bad positions. But not only that, even if we just talked about when the whole market drop, we have to bear in mind that AMC won't drop because it's held by investors who are not affected by the market. Because
what the fuck? How can this person say this? Oh my god. What the fuck? When the market drops, AMC won't drop with it. All right. Well, we're gonna test that theory out. We are gonna test that theory. So we've got the S&P 500. We're gonna compare it to AMC. Oh yeah. Well, no, it didn't. It just sure didn't drop with it, did it? Fuck me. Fuck me. These people are so fucking stupid. Yeah, it did. It sure did. And guess what? Both of these pumps, both of these little rallies here, were present in the market overall as well. Which, what does that mean? That means it was short covering rallies right here. Both in AMC here and in the market here. I mean, you can't. What is this guy never seen a fucking chart of it? He doesn't actually looked at the chart? Like, what the fuck?
Because they will not sell.
Bullshit.
Now, because of that, it will of course put
misinformation
and the short sellers in a bad place.
Free beer tomorrow.
Cover their long positions, or they have to cover their short positions. And in this case, I think they're going to be covering their short positions. But again, it's only my speculation. Like I said, none of this is ever financial advice. So do take a while to grab. So make sure to do your own.
Thank God it's not financial advice. It'd be fucking horrible financial advice if it were.
And again, this is why we're also seeing AMC being pushed down right now, because they understand that if the whole market was to drop off, AMC won't be a stock that goes along with the market. That's why they need to do what they can now.
Yes, AMC will go along with the market. God, I can't stand how these people talk.
If the whole market were to have a crash, were to all drop tremendously, they are still able to cover AMC. Hence why we're in this battle of downward pressure right now for AMC. Now, this is showing National Bank.
Fucking TH, you motherfucker.
The 14th of
no F in that word.
October, an 800% increase in AMC.
Oh look!
13F.
Oh look! Oh look who it is! Wow. National Bank of Canada reports on 10/14 an 800% increase in AMC position. Wow. Portfolio allocation 0.01, I think 7%. So it's like 0.1% of their portfolio.
Report period ending 9/30/2022.
I'm sorry, 100th.
This is of course showing how much. Now, if we take a look at the shares they have, is obviously 471,000 coming in from 15,000, but it is still a big percentage.
No, no. This is a call out. Wow, this guy's sloppy as fuck. These are calls here, okay? These are calls. These are shares. So
this is of course showing how much. Now, if we take a look at the shares they have, is obviously 471,000 coming in from 15,000, but
another way you can tell is that they're dated the same exact fucking date. It's not like this is the older one. Now, what about this though? 0. Oh, that's puts. Okay, puts 0. They dump their puts. Huh, interesting. They dump their puts.
It is still
I wonder why they would do that.
Now, you know, this is not in terms of something that will obviously help us in a big way, but I think that this is showing why companies are willing to get in right now. It also, in a way, reflects the fundamentals of AMC. Bear in mind, the reason why AMC was shorted in the first place was because of their bad fundamentals, which, of course, we can't argue that at the start of COVID, that was obviously the case because of the lack of business. But as time goes on, the fundamentals are obviously improved to the point where now firms are willing to also buy into AMC. Now, this won't be a case of they have such a big power, it will cause a short squeeze, but this is a good indication and a good reflection of just how well AMC fundamentals have improved. So that's why I thought it's a very, very good thing to be looking at, especially understanding that right now the reasoning to short AMC shouldn't really exist as much as before.
Bullshit. I mean, I love when they say that too. Let me, as an inexperienced fucking investor, retail investor, sit here and say, yeah, no, there's no reason that people should be shorting AMC. Go fuck yourself, dude. Like, first of all, you have no idea what you're talking about with any of this shit. Secondly, you're not an institutional investor. Okay, so you can't say institutions shouldn't be shorting this, they shouldn't be shorting that. Shut up. You don't know. You have no clue. They've made a lot of money doing it, so they are still not profitable. No insiders have bought shares in how many years?
If you, like I said, guys, you could of course argue back to the 500, the 400 million, the 506 million, like I said previously, but I still think that their fundamentals overall is quite well. If we are able to give National Bank of Canada an incentive to, of course, buy into AMC, and so this is a very good thing in terms of the reflection of AMC fundamentals, but this won't be a case of what we talked about previously in terms of the big firm coming into AMC and causing that short squeeze, because we gave, of course, the Volkswagen example where that was actually two
institutions coming in and causing the short squeeze.
But in this case, was
so that's what they think will do it. They think that institutions will be like, oh wow, AMC is a good company, I'm going to buy it. And that will squeeze the shorts. So The short squeeze will be caused by institutional buying. Wow, I haven't heard that one yet. That's funny.
They obviously have
that is pretty
AMC,
ridiculous.
It won't be a same sort of situation, but nevertheless, it's still very, very good. And now lastly, we're going to be looking at Credit Suisse has lost more than $5 billion from the collapse of over-leveraged firm Archegos. Now CS is trying to sell parts of its Swiss domestic bank that runs Zurich stock markets, a $400 million hotel, and consider cuts of 5,000 jobs to recoup losses. Q3 earnings on October 27th. So that will definitely be a good thing to be looking at. Like we said, Credit Suisse right now has a big part in the overall market. Everyone's eyes is kind of...
Yeah, Volkswagen... AMC is nothing like Volkswagen, certainly. Bad comparison.
We could be seeing the potential collapse of Credit Suisse now. We've already seen how
probably not.
Of course, Swiss National Bank is trying to bail out and recover Credit Suisse, but still they do have certain areas where they might have to shed off where, and if it does this, it could of course cause a kind of turbulence in the overall market. And so we need to have our eyes kept on this. Not only that, we have also talked about how Credit Suisse has one of the dark pools for AMC and is actually the biggest.
One of the dark pools for AMC.
And then they also could potentially have short positions on AMC, which again, if they were to get rid of that, they would of course either have to cover it or maybe sell it off to another firm. But nevertheless, this is something.
Sell off their short positions to another firm. But the reality is you don't know if they even have it because they don't have to report it. So
I think
why speculate?
Correlation.
You're just speculating, putting ideas in people's heads.
If they were to get rid of that, they would of course either have to cover it or maybe sell it off to another firm. But nevertheless, this is something that I think whilst we won't have direct correlation, if they don't have AMC short positions, it will still nevertheless be a big part for kind of how we move on forward as AMC.
No.
So overall, like I said, guys, the outlook video for next week will be out tomorrow on Sunday. But looking at AMC now, looking at Ape right now.
Let me guess.
No,
you're going to be bullish on AMC. I mean, I'm just taking a wild guess here.
Major news. Obviously, we still have good news coming into next week, but there isn't a fundamental catalyst which will help AMC just kind of skyrocket. But like I said, guys, this game is a game of weight, especially when we're keeping our eye on stuff like the overall market and firms like Credit Suisse. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.
Wow. I think that's the first time I've ever seen this one. Terrible. Send it to DOJ and Jon Stewart. Yeah, Jon Stewart will do something. All right, well, let's see here. Citadel sent FTDs overseas. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. So let's see what this Tasty Trade segment is here. I haven't watched this. Maybe end on a somewhat positive note, or at least an educational note, something that's not completely retarded and literally makes you dumber by listening to it.
Oh, Victor Jones, welcome to the show.
I'm Tony, Tasty Nation. How you doing?
We're loud. We're loud here.
Doing good, my friend. How are you? I feel like I've had better days.
Where are bonds right now?
Bonds are up a little bit today. They're up 17 ticks.
They were up a point earlier. I was really happy this morning to see them up a point. I'm just okay now.
So
I'm not upset about bonds. I'm more upset about some of these equities that
why? It's all one trade. If bonds aren't up, nothing's going to be up.
Yeah. Don't.
All right, let's skip ahead here.
Your natural response would be though, or I can go on my whole tangent.
Unfortunately,
let me go back a little bit.
Maybe about the positive side, in a way, how that.
All right.
It was wild the amount of response I got off our last conversation, but this time we talked about all of the risks in a way last time, and in a way how that risk was having an impact. This time I want to talk maybe about the positive side, if there can be one, if there can be a positive found in all of this, negative news. My question to you is going to be broad to start out with, just because I want to see what you'll say. Is the grift over? Is everything that's happening right now, higher interest rates, crypto blowing up, housing market rolling over?
Do you think that's a grift? Oh, that's a grift?
I have my point of view, and I would definitely like to lay it on the table. I can do that first. I'm curious what your natural response would be, though, or I can go on my whole tangent.
Unfortunately, I think that the grift is not here. If first of all, I don't consider interest rates, housing, stock market to be grift.
I don't either.
Okay.
I'm saying what's happening right now to all of those things is a reflection that perhaps the grift is.
I do think there are grifts. And if you want to think about like the grifts that are out there, I think there are grifts. I think there are grifts in politics.
Please mention.
I think
meme stocks.
There's enough bad information and bad ethics. Like if politicians were held to the same ethical standards that everybody else in the world is on every level of business, the world would be a better place. So I think that, I think we have a fundamental problem.
Why isn't it?
Well, because people are idiots, and they'll still vote for people that are immoral and ethically unsound. But and they do that all over the world because they just get frustrated. They think somebody's going to change it, and people are gullible. But I think that, and I also think there are issues where people are, there's a lot of questionable grifts with respect to things like taxes in different places and people that avoid different, things, obligations. That said, in the world of finance, there's very little grifting going on. There's conflicts. Like there's media conflicts, there's conflicts, I believe, in the money management side of business, things like that. But I don't believe that there are markets where there's actually
AMC
free market activity is a grift.
I would agree with that. I'm going to ask two more questions. Sorry for all the questions, but the famous Wall Street line, greed is good. Do you believe that line?
I mean, I think it's a great one-liner for a movie. I don't think that very many people think about, there's a very thin line between greed and between success. We reward success, but at the same time, like something about greed that just pisses everybody off. And
like it has a negative connotation, whereas being driven or being opportunistic, all these things are sort of in the same vein, but they have positive connotation.
I mean, like, you can look at a superstar athlete like, Michael Jordan, and some people would say that, like his killer instinct is what made him the greatest of all time. And other people would look and say that, that's a serious flaw in his personality. And it really depends on what side of the, like for me,
if you played with him or against him, that's what matters.
What?
That's what defines how you felt about it. If you played with him or against him.
And there's others like him. I mean, Kobe was the same way. There's some people that are just murderers or killers, when it comes to competitiveness. But I think of the same thing in business. Like I have a lot of respect for people that will that essentially have that same
killer instinct.
Yeah, that same killer instinct. I mean, I like to think that we try to have it. Like, I mean, I like to think that that I'm competitive in the same way, not the same level of success, but competitive in the same way. I do think, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So if that's greed, then yeah, greed's good. But I don't think it is. I think greed sometimes maybe when you push over the line. And I don't, when you get into that gray area.
I think greed in the positive sense can be good, but greed without risk is never good. I think greed without consequence is never good. Greed without some offset is what makes greed healthy.
That's what we have here.
Don't have an offset is what makes greed unhealthy. And
last year there was no risk because everybody was putting money that they really didn't have, so to speak, that they didn't earn into these risky investments, lottery tickets, gambling. Now, this year, seems like people have something to lose.
I think there's a possibility that amongst some very difficult situations for people, financial institutions, housing markets, sovereign bond markets, whatever the case may be, that on the other side of this, the thing that people aren't talking about right now is perhaps that, a higher borrowing cost that could change our political conversations. it's very easy to promise big spending programs.
Okay,
and
let's skip down to retail investors' intelligence.
Just somebody that just sits around and says they stated objectives that they have to live by. Doesn't have any of the constraints of, what they can trade product wise or strategy or anything else. So the retail investor is far more intelligent. Like, you could give me any tasty trader. Like, if you said to me any tasty trader in the world can manage your money instead of Kathy Woods, I'd have any tasty trader.
What is market awareness to you? Are we over time? I'm sorry.
I probably agree with that, except for the apes.
Just somebody that just sits around and says they can. Somebody that sits around. And
I'm sitting around here.
Somebody that can articulate what the stock market, what's going on. Like, just tell me about, just talk to me about trading.
I know, but anyone can talk to me about. They can't. If I put you in a chair with somebody, depending on what they said, they could talk to you about trading. And what they can say is
they can't. Actually, it's not that easy. I don't think they can. I've been with CEOs of brokerage firms that cannot talk about the stock market. I've been with CEOs of exchanges that cannot talk about the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not anybody can do it. Market awareness is you have the ability to talk about, you're essentially talking about anything you want. You want to talk about stocks, options, futures. You want to talk about strategy. That's market awareness. I have been around so many people in this industry that have no clue that are managing billions of dollars or running multi-billion-dollar exchanges or multi-billion-dollar financial service firms. They have no idea what the markets are.
Mm-hmm. In your mind, is market awareness, is there a place for money supply or inflation? Is there a place for any of that stuff in market awareness?
No, of course not. Why? I mean, for what purpose? I don't even understand the question. Like, I mean, that stuff's all. Maybe somebody 50 years ago cared about money supply.
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's what we're going to talk about, money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That does not have a place.
Okay. So it's just, if they know price, if they know where price levels are, that's market awareness to you.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't have this other view. I don't understand that, I mean, everybody, there's going to be 20,000 opinions on everything else. Do
you think politics impacts price?
It does a little bit sometimes. I mean, I do think that the current state of politics in the U.S. and around the world has hurt the integrity of, markets rely on people telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you believe that politicians aren't truthful here and other places, that it's harder to invest, in that particular marketplace. Because I think when politicians are untruthful, it's a really bad message.
Can I leave you with this?
You leave me with anything you want.
I think there's this weird thing on FinTwit where people go back and forth over
FinTwit.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Financial Twitter.
Okay.
It's abbreviated to FinTwit. It used to be big. It's not as much anymore.
I just learned what FinTech is. Now I got to learn what FinTwit is.
You're working at a FinTech. You've been working at a FinTech for decades.
As long as you're not talking about the apes, because the apes are the unsophisticated group. They represent the unsophisticated, uninformed retail investors. But I think there's definitely something there. I think, look at who made money this year and who lost money this year.
I know, but I didn't know it.
Okay. There's like this argument, like somebody will post a chart of technical analysis and some other person who's like a deep macro person will say, you're an idiot. And they'll go back and forth. To me, market awareness, like I've met successful.
Is that market awareness to you?
Hold on. I've met successful technical traders. Would you say you've met successful technical traders in the past? People that focus on technical analysis?
No.
You've never met one?
No. There's an occasional one or two outliers in the world.
Okay.
But in a group of, I've literally met hundreds of thousands of traders, hundreds of thousands, professionals, non-professionals, everything else. I'd say the number of, there's obviously technicians that just by the sheer numbers, you know, there some people are going to get it right and be lucky, but people that know what they're, you know, understand trading. The problem with technicians is that most people focus on the technical part of being a technician, and they don't really understand markets.
I'm like trying to get across this lake, and every lily pad I'm stepping on is falling into the water. Here's my point.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think a lot of people have different styles, whether it's technical,
It's not a style,
fundamental,
it's not a function of style.
It's macro,
of course,
it's price or tape reader, whatever.
Of course.
I think there's a little something to learn from everybody, and at certain moments in time, so those point of views have their moment in the sun. And so right now, I think the macro point of view matters. It's that moment in the sun for macro. 5 years from now, nobody's probably going to care about macro the way that they care about it right now. And perhaps we'll be talking about price extremes and vol selling. But I think market awareness is a combination. And I think like Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford, one of the best boxers of all time.
I know.
He can fight right-handed. He can fight right-handed. He can fight left-handed. He can fight going forward. He can fight coming back. He's a brawler and a boxer.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody has multiple styles in the marketplace has a better chance, I think, than perhaps being not open to seeing other points of view.
I don't necessarily think it's a function of open style. So if you're asking me, do I understand the idea that people have different approaches and things like that? Of course I do.
Mm-hmm.
But when it ultimately comes down to market awareness, none of that stuff is relevant, because all that stuff is like a distraction. It's a confusion. Do you really know? Here's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really know if you're a superstar economist, or you're a superstar technician, or you're a superstar, I don't know, quant or something? I don't really know. Do you really know more about markets and trading? And I'm not even suggesting that knowing more about markets trading even makes you a better trader or even makes you that much more successful. But I do think it's a distraction and it's not helpful.
I think about it differently. I think about market participation as my passion. I used to love playing basketball. And when I learned how to shoot a jump shot, I didn't stop playing, Tom. I kept going to the gym. I kept running games. I love market participation. I didn't stop at Shelley Natenberg's book, right? I've continued to explore my passion, and I'm never going to stop. And so saying that like all you need to know is price and volatility, that might be true.
I'm not saying that's all you need to know,
but it's my passion. I love this.
Yeah. So you can read all you want. You can learn everything you want. But if Victor Jones was applying for an opportunity at one of the most successful hedge funds in the world, you know, they would never
I wouldn't make it.
They don't want to know what you think, okay, about the markets. They don't want to know, you know, if you can find a gravestone doji in a chart. They would never ask the question. I mean, this is all made up retail crap that was designed to create billions.
Push the button.
Was designed to create billions of dollars in sales revenue. Yes. The idea markets are for Victor Jones to get an opportunity with some of the best financial firms in the world, you need to be smart. Okay. You need to be able to talk about market structure, product. You need to be able to talk about, I've seen this firsthand. He or she that can explain how volatility works, he or she that can explain things that nobody else ever talks about, they have all the opportunity in this business. He or she that talks about the stuff that you've been talking about, all the things you think that you need or that are going to be here today and gone tomorrow, worthless. Absolutely freaking worthless. We created tape. We've always known that stuff's worthless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never going to have any value. We've done a really good job in the last 20 years and the last 10 years at Tasty of destroying a lot of those myths. We've probably busted up more investor education companies than anybody else in the world just because. And in the process of doing that, we've still just made a tiny little dent. But I think it's important, things are changing. And in a couple of years, you're going to say, wow, can't believe those guys were like 20 years ahead of their time.
And you were there.
Because you're gonna have that same conversation with the next you.
With the next me. Maybe. I think it's an unfair swing you just took, honestly. Because you guys taught me what I know about markets, and I've been with you since I was 22. Okay?
But you're stubborn.
I'm not stubborn.
You are.
I don't know volatility as well as other people know volatility, but I learned the distribution curve. I learned log norm. I learned the stuff you guys have been talking about preaching. I learned at 22.
I know.
I want to learn things I don't know. That's learning is trying to pursue knowledge you don't already have a grasp on.
Yeah, I agree.
So talking about what I'm talking about now is like, well, if you have a table stakes knowledge of volatility, where do you go?
Well, I think it's just where are you going to focus your energies, in your professional life, where are you going to focus your energies? I mean, you do a good job of talking about, markets and what you do and things like that. And there's an incredible value. There's a service there. And, that's one of your strengths. And where do you go? You make that better. Your ability to articulate markets is your strength.
Tony, I don't know how we got here, but my point coming in was to basically say there is a rainbow on the horizon through the storm clouds, and that risk, or that the potential of failure, only makes markets stronger. That was my point coming in. I don't know where we got to. I apologize, Tony and Tom.
We're going to take a quick 90-second
break. All right.
Come back with the market measure next. It's Stay Straight Live.
So, let's do it. Let's kick it off. What's the opposite of kick it off? I don't know. Here we go. So, a rainbow on the horizon through the storm cloud. We've been talking about that a little bit in the finance chat. By the way, everybody's invited to join that. The link's in the description. So you have to have Telegram, but it's a free app, open source, encrypted communications. Join us there for all kinds of fun stuff here. Links in the description for that. You can also follow me on Twitter. In fact, let me do this. Let me do this. Let's see. We'll make it fun. Maybe. Well, I forgot I'm on my other computer, so can't make it too fun, but so
you got a real bad temper. I got another woman that wants me to pimp her. Out of sight, out of mind, sipping wine, someplace I can't hear you whine.
Put this down here.
My chin is something you shouldn't be.
So there's Twitter.
You need to tuck your tail. You're a woman, but you think you're an alpha male till you're laying on the ground, bleeding like hell, begging the cops to take me to jail.
And see what else we have.
When I open your legs, I smell fish. You talk too much to everybody. So flirtatious, so naughty. How can you be jealous on Facebook, keeping up with your ex?
So this one.
You don't trust me, I don't trust you. Now what the fuck?
That one, oh shoot. Well, I did that wrong.
I'd rather live alone than listen to you moan and groan. You're too demanding. I got a sugar mama and she's outstanding.
Anyway, yeah, thanks for hanging out here. Let's see, tiny bin chat. Okay, here and there is the Telegram chat link or URL. So, they're talking about baseball. Here we go. Like, sub, share, comment, return, bring friends. Thank you, Lynn, for that. Nice to see you in here, Lynn, too, by the way. And everybody, Model 3 Dude, and God Neil, Contacts, and Model 3 Dude, and Bad Back. Chuck was in there for a minute.
I'm in the studio, rocking it steady. I'll visit my daughter when I get ready. You full of shit.
Oh, shoot. We didn't do our customary look at the ridiculousness here. Tell you what, we'll let it go again. You do that. There we go. Yesterday, AMC took a very important step. Our new Ape preferred units gave us the confidence to pay off $106 million of debt. Look at that. He even says pay off $106 million of debt, not $500 million. Took on $400 million of new debt due 2027. Reducing debt and extending maturities is vital. Cool. Shit just got real. Damn just got followed by AA. Mr. Bigums did. Wow. I bet he feels good about himself. Confirmed. Kenny's little bitch? Really? Finally initiated my transfers the day my life changed. Well, this is obviously from last year. Okay, yeah, I don't know if this has been posted yet. Well, why don't you fucking look then?
You got a real bad temper. I got another.
This is what diamond hands look like. All-time gain. Down 77%.
What's up, YouTube?
Oh boy, look there. It's Kansas 5. Holy shit. I don't know why that happened.
Selfish. When I open your legs, I smell fish. You talk too much to everybody.
Is there any scientist here after Moass that can come up together to find a cure for Alzheimer and other diseases? If yes, let me know after Moass. I want to give a donation. Wow. Okay. Is there anybody here who can cure Alzheimer's? Please let me know. I want to give you some money. The hell?
You don't trust me. I don't trust you. Now what the fuck we supposed to do? You disrespect.
Best due diligence ever. A big fortune will descend upon you this year.
You're too demanding. I got a sugar mama and she's outstanding. The future was looking rosy before I found
Okay.
you were so damn nosy. I could tell by
Got more lotto tickets. Got more lotto tickets. More lotto tickets. God. Oh crap. Apes are going to be to soon be the largest source of funding for Alzheimer's, Parkinson's / education. Right. I mean, look, these people are still worshiping this guy. They don't even care.
Don't provoke me. I might choke thee.
They don't even care.
Up and smoke thee.
California stimulus payment. Just got my stimulus payment and can't wait to transfer it all into my AMC savings account Monday morning. God damn. Another fortune cookie. What does the future hodl?
Orgasm fake. Who's fucking up my schedule and they won't give me head?
AMC Ape. And just like that, Bear's thesis is gone. Erased, vanished. AMC has prepaid 2027 debt of $506 million early. No, they didn't. They did not prepay it early, making AMC one step closer to massive profitability. No, that does not make AMC one step closer to massive profitability. No. God damn. AMC on a Saturday night looks pretty empty. All right. I'm not going to let it go another time. Webull increasing margin rates next month. Oh boy. Increasing margin rates. Citadel's Ken Griffin. Meme stock losses are healthy for the economy. I'm going to end it on this because I like this. I saw this earlier. I was hoping that I'd come across it tonight. Citadel's billionaire CEO Ken Griffin sees the weakening of meme stocks and other speculative assets like NFTs and crypto as a positive for the economy in general. And with that, we'll catch you tomorrow for futures. Futures opening at 6 o'clock. I'm not sure what time we'll start. It'll be sometime before 6. It might be an interesting one. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, and we'll try to trade whatever happens. So just remember, the weakening of meme stocks, it's positive for the economy. And, oh, no problem, Lynn. No problem. Thanks for coming in. Manny, have a good night. Model 3 dude and everybody else, have a good night. I'm working on getting that phone number for you, Model 3 dude, so you can get in here and call in. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Step by step. Brick by brick, as it were. Quote Ryan Cohen. Anyway, have a good night, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care.